We are live. What is
Sick.
up? Discard changes? No. What's up, YouTube? You're being a pain in my ass. There we go. Oh, it didn't save the title. That's okay. When in doubt.
You can change the title, though.
I can change the title, but I'm going to give you the link first. So now we could actually promo it because we are the DraftBros. What's up, Ryan? How you doing?
Oh, we're like live.
Yeah, we're live. We're like the live. What's up, Arden? How you doing?
Oh, okay.
So fun fact, this is actually a DraftBros live stream, and YouTube requires you to have pretty much permission a full day in advance in order to stream if you are a small channel. So that's just another great thing. Mock draft tonight, Corey. I don't think we're gonna do it.
No, we're
Hit
not.
that thumbs down, everybody. Thumbs down.
We could talk about other things.
We're gonna talk about plenty of things.
Hey, yo, change that title, bro.
Free agency and draft talk per DraftBros. It says changes saved. So when in doubt, studio.youtube.com it out. And
I would like to talk about something else other than the draft.
You and I both. It's not liking the thumbnail though. Or it's not liking the us actually saving the title change. So that's okay. What's up, Chaz? How you doing? Corey, real fast. I'm a huge Ravens fan. Should we go wide receiver or left tackle?
Best player available.
Just yes. The answer is yes. I don't know why it's not liking changing the title though. That's what's
who cares? There. Let's not even worry about it. Worry about it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna promote this as well. Probably should have done this before we started streaming.
You think so?
Travis Schwaller says Theo Johnson comps top 10 tight end rankings. So
all tools, no production.
Yep. All tools, no production. That sounds almost like Brenton Strange, though. We had this exact same thing last year. We had this exact same thing. Literally Penn State.
That's the thing, though. See, you got like Luke Schoonmaker, Brent Strange, guys that I firmly probably had like, I think late day 3 or somewhere in the 4th round, right?
Yep.
And lo and behold, they go what? Like they were both 2nd rounders, right?
I believe they were both
back into the 2nd round.
Yeah. DraftBros,
so
baby.
Like I think Theo's probably, at least in terms of a projection, better than those two guys.
Okay, there we go.
So it should be in the wheelhouse of the 2nd round. I mean, honestly, tight end 2 is wide open at this point.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, tight end 2, because Jatavian was kind of mid, definitely is wide open, but that's not saying very much. I mean, whether it's Benson,
I don't know. I'm curious how he's going to do his pro day.
Yeah. So Arden asked where Calvin Ridley is going to sign. You think the Bears could be an option?
Bears could be an option. Honestly, anywhere that would need a receiver, want a receiver. Probably if you're looking for a high-end number 2, that's who should be going after him. But I'm pretty confident he's probably going to cost a pretty freaking penny, since we're currently no wide receivers in free agency this year, apparently.
Well, there's a lot of wide receivers in the draft, at least. But
yeah, but I mean, still, I mean, you want to address that position before you go into the draft. And someone's going to make a big splash.
Yeah, this is very, very true.
It could be. I think maybe a return to Atlanta isn't a terrible idea. He was there when Raheem Morris was the DC with Dan Quinn.
I mean, they need wide receiver too. They do
literally. They need wide receiver 2,
and 3, and 4.
Yeah, they got a ton of free.
Even wide receiver thought.
Gojo don't want to talk about this.
Gojo cares about the Chiefs. I don't think that. Well, the Chiefs don't have the cap space for it. Okay.
Wants to know what he's going to get for L'Jarius Sneed.
That's a question I was actually going to bring up, but we have a couple other questions in here. Is someone just said that's my thought. Wouldn't mind either way with BPA, but someone said Russell Wilson to the Steelers. So
I see that, dude.
See, okay, DJ ended up.
Who's another team that needs the? Maybe the Broncos. Broncos need a quarterback.
Oh my god! Apparently, so I think one of those guys who thinks he's an insider. He's one of my buddies, but his name's Cam. He ended up retweeting this, but Ben Albright said tonight that the Denver Broncos are going to bring someone onto their roster, and then he ended up liking someone's comment that says, "Does their hair color match the color of the jersey?" And everybody's thinking it's Sam Darnold, which would be wild. But apparently Sean Payton said, like, out of all the first round quarterbacks of that year, he said he thought Sam Darnold would be the last to be, like, if they were all to fall off, he'd be the last one to fall off. I'm like, yeesh. So
woof, woof.
I know. So question, who do you think the Texans will draft? I assume we talk about first round.
Again, that's dictated so much by free agency. This is why we should talk free agency.
We could talk free
Texans,
agency.
They could go Christian Wilkins. They could bring back a few of their guys. I imagine they bring back Derek Barnett, who essentially had like the best 4 to 5 weeks of his career there at the end of the season. So I imagine he's going to come back and probably come back on a relatively friendly deal. Grenard, do they bring him back? Maybe, maybe not. Depends how much they spend on the interior. I really do think Christian Wilkins is probably heading there.
Yeah. Dude, that's the crazy thing. It's like defensive interior with Jerzon Newton was like my dream pick for them via trade back. And now it's like, damn. Like, I don't know who I'd be comfortable with besides that.
If I'm the Texans, whoever's the best player on my board at that pick, I will take. Brian Thomas, please.
Oh, yeah.
Byron Murphy, Jerzon Newton, sure. If it's Latu, sign me up. I don't care who it is. I think I'm taking just the best player on my board if I'm the Texans, because you're probably going to fill in a lot of your needs in free agency just because they got money cash like that.
Yeah, they got 80, right? That's kind of wild.
They got quite a bit. I haven't seen an update because, I mean, so many of these teams released players. Like the Bills have been shedding contracts. Justin Simmons.
Yeah.
Go.
Yep.
So, I mean.
So apparently most mock drafts have Packers gained a Gene. I wouldn't know anything about that. But do you think that he can actually fall to 25? Yeah.
I don't know. It depends. Like,
he's kind of bland.
It's not bland. I mean,
no, he is nice. Like as a character. Like it's not like I feel like he's gonna ace interviews and be like charismatic the way Terry.
Of course he is. He's a white corner. All he's got is personality.
Did you watch his like interviews at the combine? Like this dude is just the most plain Jane individual possible,
which is fine, dude. I think he's gonna test Iowa. I don't know if he tested Iowa's pro day. I think he said he might have to have like set up a separate pro day. Yeah, he's coming back from. I think he said a broken leg, right?
Yeah,
I know
it's a leg fracture.
I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, it was a leg fracture.
But, so I mean, I think his testing kind of relies on that. Can he like be on par with some of those top guys?
I think this answer is heavily dependent on Ennis Rakestraw and Kool-Aid McKinstry's pro days. Because if they test poorly the way Ennis did at the combine, but said he had some boo-boos, then he ends up immediately being vaulted into that third corner off the board instantly.
Kool-Aid McKinstry's pro day is going to have a huge asterisk next to it.
Because he's hurt. He has that Jones fracture.
Yeah, he's like, well, I got to put some times up, so I'm going to do that, then go get surgery.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I mean, that's fair, but at least we'll see what it's like. But for Rakestraw, if he ends up randomly coming back and actually being 100% healthy and proving that he wasn't just injured at the combine, then that guy might vault a little bit ahead of him. But right now, it's pretty much Cooper DeJean as the third defensive back off the board. So assuming that, relatively unlikely he gets there to 25 based on the amount of teams that are also shedding corners. Like the Bills, I think, would trade up if he was there at like 23.
Oh, yeah. The Bills have been known to do that. But I mean, shoot. Yeah. They did that with Kaiir Elam, and that's kind of been meh.
Well, I think that the best thing about the Gene on the Bills specifically is that they don't have safeties. Like Kaiir Elam was immediately
signed Tyler Rapp.
I don't think Taylor Rapp's going to like determine whether Yeah, you're good. But no, I mean, they shedded 2 safeties. They still have a need for I think the safety position that DeJean would fill. I think he could actually pair up very well with Taylor Rapp, but they have a little bit more role versatility versus Kyrie Elam. I mean, there's still a chance for him to bounce back.
Yeah.
I mean,
and they like Benford a lot too. So,
So we got like the Titans. Okay. So Kirk landing spots. We'll actually talk about this because this is semi-free agency news as well.
Semi.
As
in all.
As in all. So
you go first. You tell me one. I'll tell you one. We'll go back and forth.
I'm going to go the easy
hot potato.
It's Atlanta. I don't know if there's actually another spot where he ends up besides Minnesota or Atlanta, but I'll let you go into the other one. He's essentially already looking for property in Atlanta.
Yeah, I saw that Twitter rumor.
I mean, it just seems to add up that he's going to be going there.
I feel like Minnesota bringing him back would be nice.
Can they afford it though?
I imagine they can. I mean, what wasn't like
they have
the cap went up like 30 million this year.
They have 40 in space after that. So they have 40 in space, and then they're losing their top 3 edge rushers. They still have to sign a whole draft class. Like
they have to have some form of veteran presence there at quarterback.
Yeah, that's why I think even Russell Wilson, like we didn't really finish that conversation.
Expensive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how's he expensive though? I mean, he was going to be probably on a 1-year prove-it deal. He got cut, not traded.
Yeah, 1-year prove-it deal is still going to be like 15, 20 million.
It's better than a Kirk 40 mil.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
If you want to get JJ McCarthy, like at least put him behind someone who I think would actually be a pretty good mentor as well.
Denver Broncos.
Oh, you're saying Kirk to the Broncos?
Kirk to the Broncos.
Can they handle that? They got 85 mil in dead cap just from one player.
Well, I mean, it's irrelevant. I mean, they just got rid of Justin Simmons.
There you go.
They're looking at moving Judy. They're looking at potentially moving Cortland Sutton.
Dude, why would he go there though? Like, who would actually?
Oh, I didn't say there was any reason for him to go there. I'm just saying
it is a landing spot, not a good landing spot. Okay, maybe we should change the question.
Tampa Bay good landing spots, or Tampa Bay? Yeah. I mean, dude, they haven't finalized anything with Baker yet.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably where old quarterbacks go for a final push as well. But I mean, all the veterans that they have are like, old, like veterans. They're not even competitive at the same level that they were.
Oh man.
So speaking of the Vikings though, Skull Mafia also asked what they should do for quarterback. What they should do or what they will do. Because I think they're going to go get freaking JJ. They should.
Then you need a veteran presence of some sort.
Yeah. They should.
That's not Nick Mullins.
They should cut Nick Mullins as well. He would free up a couple million on the cap. I
don't think it's nearly that much.
He's awful.
It might be like one. I think it's actually below 2 million that it would free up.
I actually, the series I ended up canceling because I realized how atrocious it is to predict everything all at once. I actually broke this down. So I am a little bit curious off the top of my head.
All right.
Nick Mullins would free up $1.8 million.
Yep.
So yes, technically less than 2. Ass.
Technically, yes.
Ass. Streaming more, I'm here for it. So this is essentially supposed to be on the DraftBros channel, but YouTube has completely shafted us. So feel free to go over and subscribe to DraftBros. It has about 350 subs. We're going to be kicking it back up, and we're going to be doing this far more often and then getting those videos back and going. Essentially, DraftBros is designed for our videos that we didn't really think would do too great on our own channels, but we just want to be able to sit back, relax, and still do them, right? I mean, like, it is kind of the repository for everything that we don't think would help out our own channel that we still really want to enjoy and do.
Look at Alex with the vocabulary coming out with the suppository.
Oh my goodness. Repository suppository. Come on, dude. Oh my god. Oh, we got Doggo in the background. Yes, feel free to go and use either of our codes when signing up for Underdog Fantasy for up to $100 in match.
thought he meant Gojo. I was like, nah, Gojo kicked rocks, dude.
Oh,
He's gone.
I mean, to be fair, this comment was from a little bit ago. I'm trying to catch up a little bit because we got fantasy football fiends saying, "Hey, the draft goats, welcome to the show, my friend." I've actually never seen fantasy football fiends in here.
Starting to look like a goat, man.
Yeah, your beard's getting a little bit long. I'm so glad that you don't have it shaved again. So bad. Okay, so yeah, Michael Fernetti actually ended up commenting exactly what I was talking about. Ben Albright said that Denver's going to have a new QB soon. Basically, he ended up liking or responding to somebody in the comment section saying that essentially their hair is going to be, they're going to be a ginger. So seems like the possibility is going to be Sam Darnold.
Like Sam Darnold's not a bad option for Denver, honestly.
Yeah, no, it's not. Mobile, like he can actually fit into the offense really well. Troy Franklin or Keon Coleman, or both falling to the third round. I don't think Keon Coleman gets out of the first due to his gauntlet drill. I think his testing was bad, but gauntlet drill saved his ass big time. Troy Franklin, yeah.
I can see Keon Coleman early to mid second, just because the sheer girth at wide receiver.
Yeah.
But Troy Franklin, man. Ooh. I think he still probably goes second, but
yeah.
If he falls to third, I'm not going to be shocked.
I think I ended up having Philly take him at like 97.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, genuinely the worst gauntlet drill I've ever seen from almost any player.
Like straight looked like a snake, dude.
It was like he was just straight up drawing a river, dude. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he looked just so uncomfortable the whole day. So Tamana H says, how many receivers from this class end up being number one wide receivers in their careers?
Number one?
So tomorrow I'm going to drop my receiver rankings. And so I'm going to pull this up just directly from mine. You go first, though.
Maybe I'm lowballing it. I'm going to go. I think I'd put the over and under at 4.5. I'd go 4 or 5. That become like true alpha number ones. I see a ton of good wide receiver 2s, slot receivers, like good complementary guys.
Yeah.
But like true alphas, I think there's really maybe just like 4 or 5 that have that potential.
I think I need, like, literally thinking this through while we're on live here. I think I'm actually going to shift my grading scale a little bit, or like my tier scale slightly.
Always shifting that scale.
Dude, I'm telling you. I mean, the thing is, so what's going to be new about this new edition is, of course, everything's going to be updated in terms of weights, the times, etc. But I added in 2, I guess, 1 category, but essentially it's 2 categories. It's the it factor and the ain't factor. So I'm able to add or subtract up to 3 points based on if I feel like there's a category or there's like an intangibility that I didn't factor in my grading scale, i.e. Romo Dunze. I love his motor and I love his ability in the red zone. So I'll like add 2 or 3 for that. But bottom line, I think day 1, we have 2 number 1 wide receivers. That's Harrison and Malik Neighbors, 2 dudes who can like walk in day 1 and be the dog. And then I feel like A.D. Mitchell, Romo Dunze, and then Brian Thomas have a shot to be true number 1s. When I start getting a little bit uncomfortable, it's Johnny Wilson, Keon Coleman, like Ladd McConkey, I just don't believe will be a true 1. But like that's where those 2 guys are fringe. I think they have the ceiling to be a 1.
So I agree with 4 out of those 5.
Brian Thomas is the guy you don't think? Or
no, AD? It's AD.
Wow.
I like AD, but I think he could be a high-end 2 complimentary.
He's already been a 1, though.
Huh?
He's already been a 1 at Georgia. He's been an alpha. He was a beast. He came back from an ACL tear and ended up making a baller catch.
There's no such thing as an alpha wide receiver at Georgia. You know who their alpha wide receiver has been the last 3 years?
Brock Bowers. But that's an alpha. Okay.
Yeah. I would say I think Xavier Leggett has a high capacity. Like he can. I think he could do DK, do a DK.
So I guess we can also talk about like the dark horses then for that, so to speak. So you think Xavier would be like someone who, I mean, obviously I have a system where basically you can jump 2 tiers if you're really damn good. Like if somehow Antonio Brown does end up being what Ladd McConkey becomes, I think that's a number one wide receiver on a team. Fair? Like, you can jump 2 tiers.
Yeah.
I think my little dark horse guy is Brendan Rice. If he actually is that fast, because he looked 4.7. If he somehow just trained and is randomly more athletic now, the route running, the release package, the blocking, all that is there for me to have as a true number one wide receiver. But it's going to take a lot of faith that the 40 time is going to equal the play speed. Don't know about that.
Yeah. Like, that's your dark horse as like a number one?
Yeah, like someone who, like, if everything goes right, you could see them developing into a 1. I assume that would be that's what Xavier Legette sounded like for you.
Oh yeah, okay, good. Yeah. That is my option then.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like,
I was like, golly, because you go deep, you're not really looking for number ones, you know?
Oh no. I was like, when you were talking about it, I'm like, oh yeah, I could see like how one day Xavier Legette, if everything goes right, could be,
because I think he's essentially he's essentially like he isn't as physically imposing as like a DK or an AJ, but I think he's a bit of a better route runner than DK was coming out. Obviously not AJ Brown. AJ Brown was his own little
AJ's animal. On another level.
Yeah.
No, I love Xavier Legette. He's going to be ending up being my wide receiver 12, but like one of those, I mean, that's how freaking good this class is. Like, genuinely ridiculous talent.
Yeah.
But he does get a -1 for being a crap blocker. This dude does not like to block at all. My one big issue with Xavier Legette.
Fun fact, South Carolina didn't like to block.
This is also true. They had Trey Knox as a starting tight end. So that's like a bona fide H-back.
Receiver.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's actually a pretty good route runner, too. He just,
he's
probably
a former receiver. He better be.
Yeah. Okay, so Chaz Cash asked when the Steelers draft guide is coming. I'm going to just create draft guides instead of free agency and draft guides. Basically, it's going to be post-initial wave of free agency. So maybe 2 weeks from now. But all 32 teams will actually get their own specific one. That's why I ended up taking down all of my draft guides that are already up on the show.
Oh, so you took them down?
I took them all down. I just realized if I'm not going to be able to do it properly for all 32, and people started pointing out legit flaws in my logic, it's like once I realized that, like, yeah, they're great learning experiences, but only a couple hundred people were watching them, and they take about 2 hours to build each. It's like, people are there for the draft guide, and I still have so much to learn, and I can't learn it that quickly to be able to understand all 32 teams. So that's something that I should be playing with a little bit more over the summer.
You should make a spreadsheet dedicated to every team that you keep up with during the season.
Or I could just make these type of videos for Patreon. Links in the description.
You can do that.
Okay, so best fit quarterback wise for the Falcons, I think it's Kirk. I mean, he just his play style to me is pretty damn similar, but obviously worse than Matt Stafford's. So it's going to be a 1-to-1.
And I mean, we're just going to kind of have to assume that Zach Robinson is going to be very similar to Sean McVay. So it's like, okay, then who would be good for that type of system?
Sure. We do have a comment here. It may hurt Broshmo, but I think that Wilkins will go to Cincy. I don't know if they have the cap for that. Unless they don't.
I think Cincy's like all their cap is fake because it's like they got to re-sign all their guys.
Yeah,
it's fake cap, guys. They got to bring back. They're gonna be. They got to speak about Jamar Chase. They got.
They got to sign.
Peter's probably coming back.
Mm-hmm.
It's fake cap.
It's fake cap. It's cap. We got, does Saquon Barkley go to the Eagles? Thoughts? No. I like if Saquon ends up going to the Eagles, it doesn't really make sense in my opinion. Dude, it's just, I don't know. There's something about it that doesn't add up.
I think Saquon's going to Houston.
That'd be a solid fit. I mean,
sucks for how Bobby Slowick and company did with Christian McCaffrey and that tree. He's like, oh man, I'm athletic.
Mm-hmm.
I want to run for this guy. I want to run for that type of team. Oh yeah.
All right. Love the Johnson contract for my Bears. Do they use free agency to get defensive end because there's better options since wide receiver and O-line is weak in free agency, or should they use the draft to go for wide receiver or offensive line? you want to go first on this one?
Yeah, I think the Bears should just go don't think about the draft.
Just
don't even think about the draft. Just go out and get players. Fill those needs. Like if you see, we want this guy at the end, go get him, have at it. Whether it's Danielle Hunter or if it's maybe someone on the lower end.
Yeah.
Just go fill in those spots and then worry about the draft after free agency, after you go through those first couple of waves. Fill in those needs. That way you can go and draft the best players available.
Who do you think are some of those like deeper edge options? Like I think Derek Barnett had honestly a really solid end of the year.
Here, I got a spreadsheet.
When in doubt, pull up the spreadsheet. You and I are exactly opposite right now. I always have a spreadsheet for something, and then you like there's certain things that you don't have on a spreadsheet.
Yeah, well, I started doing these spreadsheets because it was an easy excuse not to do overlays.
You know what? Honesty is always appreciated with our
yeah. And honestly, it's a nice way to keep track of things too.
Yeah. While you do that, I just posted my mock draft 2.0 and got Daniels and McCarthy back-to-back at 11 and 12. What do you think of the chances that happens? Without trades, possible. With trades, very hard to think that.
Yeah. I mean, I think McCarthy, like at least from all the buzz, right? I think McCarthy's going in the top 12.
Oh, yeah.
At least that's how it feels.
I think it might be top 3.
Buzz. It could all be smoke. It could literally all be smoke and mirrors. We could be caught with our pants down when it comes to draft season.
Will Levis, number 1 overall odds jumped up like crazy.
Yeah, golly, dude.
Do you remember that shit?
And I thought I was too low on him when I had him at 10.
Yep.
I was like, man, I just don't know where else he fits. Oh, I know, in the second round, apparently.
Which the thing is, I actually think he's going to end up working out better than, well, I don't even know, like maybe better than Bryce Young because that's based on the organization, not on Bryce Young's talent. But I mean, Anthony Richardson looks like he's, when healthy, going to be an absolute monster. CJ obviously has already proven himself.
But can he stay healthy?
That's the big question. But I think that quarterback class actually is a very, very good one at the end of the day. Like, it's very rare to see so many hits.
Yeah, I don't see Jaden Daniels making it out of the top 10, though.
I agree. And maybe teams are scared.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah. You think that Daniels gets taken before McCarthy?
I think there's a shot.
I think
this is the thing, dude. When it comes like outside of Caleb Williams, I don't know who's the second, who's the third, who's the fourth. It's gonna be all kinds of funky.
Dude, I saw a report that said like Drake May is like listed as QB1 on Cliff Kingsbury's list, and I'm like, dude, that just feels like a scheduled smoke screen text.
And what was it? Chris Sims has him as QB6.
QB6. That's some bullshit. I mean,
you
know how much I don't even fully believe in Drake May to the level I should, and I have him as QB3. Like,
all right, you want to talk about these bargain defensive end options?
Yeah, we'll pop into that real quick.
All right, Marcus Davenport probably could get a pretty little 1-year deal
if he stays healthy. Yeah,
well, that's the thing.
Yeah,
it's going to be cheap because he can't stay healthy, so that could be a really good bargain. Honestly, like Danico Autry, he's old, but man, he's still he's still going.
Autry's solid. Yeah, Autry's a solid vet right there.
Yannick Ngakoue, rotation guy. Fine. AJ Epinesa is going to be interesting. Dorrance Armstrong, the Cowboys cat.
That's a good depth guy. That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good.
Then we start talking about guys like Mike Dana, Josh Uche.
Dude, Josh Uche.
Smith still being productive out there.
Dude, Josh Uche, man. I mean, he had that like 1 year where he was going off. Like he had some real momentum. Sucks to see that just died off.
I mean, that they started using him as a DPR, and I mean, I think he could be used more versatile than that. Like this is a guy that used to play off-ball linebacker at Michigan.
I know. That's what was so surprising to me. I actually had full faith that Uche would end up being a premier pass rusher / linebacker. Victor Garcia's had a couple really good comments so far. Got to give him a shout out. He says, if Kirk goes to Atlanta, Russell goes to Pittsburgh, who the hell will want Justin Fields? You know, man, he brings up Las Vegas, but
on a side note, you see those Twitter rumors out there talking about now the Bears with the lackluster market for Fields are really seriously thinking about trading the first
trading
pick.
the number 1 pick. Yeah,
I looked at that. I read that, and I was like, "That's bull.
That's some smoke screen right there. That's Pittsburgh. That's like freaking Khan and Tomlin putting that shit out there. It's like, yeah, we're gonna stir up some rumors. The market's so crap.
I mean, Washington could be a buyer. Not Washington, my bad. Minnesota could be a buyer.
You think they'll trade him to Minnesota though? Keep him in division? Can you imagine if that works out?
That's the one thing. But I mean, dude, if the market's that bad, what can you do?
I mean, yeah. I mean that. So I think if the if the market for Fields is actually that bad, trade him for, let's just say, a 4th round pick plus a a conditional pick. That's like maybe a 4th round pick that can become a 2nd if, they sign him to a deal or like that 5th year contract, right?
Yeah. Okay. So upside. On a side note, though, I don't think like the Raiders, because Luke gets those I don't know what the relationship is after that wild season.
I know. People think Washington, if they trade back, could be a good target for him. Yeah, I don't think that'd be a bad idea.
Dan Quinn's doing that. You're sitting there staring your pick of quarterback that's not Caleb Williams. I think you kind of just take that.
I mean, obviously, there's always a price to pay. I mean, what if they end up getting a really damn solid offer and they feel Justin Fields is the guy? It's a sneaky one. But
that's the thing. That offer has to be put out before way before the draft.
Justin could be someone to send to Denver. I mean, if I'm the Bears, I'm doing that in a heartbeat because Denver
Sean Payton don't want him. This is Sean Payton running the organization. Sean Payton don't want him.
Yeah, but like, imagine if they did though. Like for the Bears, I think
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the Broncos think. Sean Payton don't want him.
Why wouldn't he want him? Why would you want Sam Darnold and not Justin Fields though? Like, he's $6 million.
One can play in the pocket, and the other is working on it. I think ultimately, like, because you think about Sean Payton has never been a guy that's liked.
Yeah, well, that's because he's kind of a dick.
Not a dick. He knows what he likes. He came up and like
he likes.
He came from like the Bill Walsh type system. He loved those like horizontal West Coast stuff. So he likes precision passers.
Yeah. Okay. So by the way, yes, this is
the Russ thing was just I don't know how they were going to make that sucker work.
Should probably just pop up our display names. Hello.
No, they know who I am.
I'm so surprised it's actually not popping up display names. That's quite sad. I got all excited for our names just to pop up like that, but that's okay. Ugh. But Key EU says, "Is that Broshmel?" No.
Yeah, Kirito, is that what he's going by now?
KEU. I don't know.
Cards draft options if Marv isn't there. Oh, I'll let you go. I'll let you start.
So Joe Alt. I mean, if they have to stay, Joe Alt, Malik Neighbors. Those are the 2 guys I'd consider. I would also consider Terry and Arnold or Quinion Mitchell.
I'll give you another option.
Trade out.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying if they have to stay put, those are my 4 options. And honestly, based on what might be available at pick 27 in round 2, I don't think Terry and Arnold would be a bad choice. I really don't. Like, this dude looks like
you really like him like that, though.
He's my number 3 player. I have him above Marvin Harrison. I love him to death.
The
personality is wildly insane. Like, he is the dude who could be a face of an organization. So I love him. What do you think what are your draft options for staying or trading back?
I would love to trade back because that means QB3 wide open. Come on. Let me see some buyers.
What if no offers though? What if it's the Justin Fields market?
I think it's Joe Alt or Malik Neighbors.
Yeah.
I think
you don't think corner?
No, I don't think corner that early. I mean,
okay. Like prediction wise, not what you would want. Do you think it's possible?
Don't think we're going to see a defensive player in the top 5.
That's fair.
I think the Chargers end up trading out.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And I don't even know who will be that first defensive player taken.
You want to read this one? Take over. Just take over. Just turn the water sour. This is stupid.
The milk has gone bad.
The milk has gone bad. Doesn't even know that means LMFAO. Oh, is KEU what? I mean, I'm a college graduate and I don't even know.
I'm a community college dropout.
As a Vikings fan, I'm cheering for the Falcons. I'm cheering they take away a mid-ass QB from us. Jets fan, when's the 7th-round mock, Alex? You said February. I did say February, and I fucked up. It's going to be post-free agency because it's going to be so much more accurate, too.
Dude, February even had an extra day, and you couldn't get it done.
Shut up. Actually, I started off February very, very well, though, in Mobile, Alabama.
Wait, is that was it leap year this year?
It was. It was.
Oh,
we got Malachi Corley as Tornado X's dark horse for being a true wide receiver 1 eventually. This guy's This guy's a true connoisseur of Steve Smith Sr.
Yeah,
which is okay. Okay, Fantasy Football Fiend says thoughts on Bo Nix to the Rams. I feel like they want a developmental guy for 1 year.
Yeah, I think JJ and Drake would be more
Ramsey.
Delicious offers given the tools.
Okay, well, yeah.
But man, dude, yeah, I feel like if I'm a team taking Knicks, like
you want day one.
I want them day one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we also have a comment here from KEU. Besides Worthy, which receiver in the top 9-ish, so I assume top 10, that would be most likely to bust? Pause. Love that pause in there.
Top 9-ish, like top 10, like top 10 of the draft, or top 10
like consensus
receivers.
Top 10, yeah, in the draft or receivers wise. I assume. Yeah, it says top 9-ish receiver most likely to bust. For me, it would be probably Brennan Rice, but from my top 9,
in my top 10,
in my top 9, it would be Ricky Pearsall. I don't know.
Screw you, bro.
That's how good the class is. I'm saying most likely to bust.
Dude,
I think Johnny Wilson is going to succeed. It just depends if an offense actually gets made with his abilities in mind. And he can catch. From your top 9 wide receivers, if you have to choose one to bust.
Troy Franklin.
You have him top 10?
He's 11-ish.
Okay. I have him 13. 11, I thought he was top 10. I was like, ooh.
No, if I had to go top 10, I'd probably say AD.
You have something against this man.
I don't.
Admit it.
I'm in a that's a tough spot, dude.
Admit it. You do not like AD Mitchell. You hate on him.
I really like AD Mitchell.
No, you don't. I have Drake May as QB3. You're like, you hate him.
AD Mitchell is going to be wide receiver 5 for me. I like AD Mitchell.
Why do you think he could bust then?
I mean, if you had to make me pick,
like, why wouldn't it be wide receiver 9 then? Who's your wide receiver 9?
9's probably going to be Ladd.
Okay. Ladd's my
maybe it's gonna be Ladd or Ricky. It's gonna be some white receiver.
Yeah, I have Ladd and Ricky at 9 and 8 respectively, or 8 and 9 respectively.
Yeah, that's exactly where I.
Yeah, we guys took the white wide receivers somewhere. Best landing spots for Brock Bowers, I think it would be probably the Chargers or the Bengals.
But Seahawks.
They do love their tight ends. I just don't know if the offense is high octane enough to where it'd be the best landing spot for him specifically.
Well, if it's still Gino there, man, imagine he's going to get a lot of deep shots. Mm-hmm. And hey, I mean, this is
after that. Oh Lord. So Stafford will be around another 3 years, says Take Over. I don't know about that. I don't know if he'll last for another 3.
Yeah, I don't know what his contract's like either.
I should know that too. Takeover also asked or said they saw rumors of Rams trading up for Rome Odunze.
That's a lot of draft.
Expensive.
Yeah, it'd be expensive to get into the top 7. I'll just say that.
Oh my Tej, I'm hoping this is my buddy Tej, who actually has his own show as well. So shout out to him. Do you think there's any chance the Falcons will be able to trade up for May? I think there's a chance if he goes to 3, if Jaden's off the board at 2.
Yeah, May would have to fall past 2.
Yeah, and the Patriots would have to not like May.
Well, the Patriots would have to want to trade out.
Yeah, that too. Well, I mean, hell, if the Cardinals, technically, if they take Marv and then the Cardinals staying there, they also have that option. But I just don't know how the Patriots wouldn't like May. That's where I'm starting to get to. You might have to trade to 2. If you think that maybe, if Jaden Daniels is essentially now known as quarterback 4, that's going to be taken, and they think that he's their quarterback 2, I think power to Washington, trade down, and then let Jaden fall to you. I think that'd be a very smart idea, but the chances are pretty damn low, in my opinion, to answer that specifically. So how do we like Jalen Johnson's contract?
It's a deal, dude. It's a bargain and a half. Yeah. I thought he was going to get north of 80 million.
I thought I projected 80 flat, or I think it was like 78.9. And it's like, I did not expect for it actually to be under 20 mil a year. So good job for the Bears. Were you worried about Latu and Jajine's injuries?
Nope.
Yes. Jinx.
I'm not.
But not. Really? So Latu, I mean, I'm going to trust the medical evaluations on whether his neck is potentially going to be fixed or not. Like, I'm going to trust that.
So this is what I've heard from Latu. From everything, like, again, this is just me hearing stuff, reading stuff. No inside information here. Because I get none. That's just how it is. That the only people that weren't clearing Latu was Washington. Everyone else was clearing him to play.
So there is at least a team that didn't clear him.
Well, the Huskies. I mean, when the injury happened.
Oh, okay.
Like every other college was, every other college was like, "Oh no, dude, you're good to play," and they heavily tried to get him. The guy that did his neck was the same guy that did Peyton Manning's neck. I don't know his name off the top of my head, but
yeah, that's pretty damn good. So yeah, I'm gonna trust the medical evals on that. So I assume if everything else checks out, then yes, I'm perfectly fine with it. Cooper DeJean, I absolutely do concern myself. One, it's a leg fracture, so I guess you're not dealing with actual, yeah. I mean, you're not dealing with true muscle, but also I've always been on the side of being a little more conservative on players that I haven't seen post injury. I just have some PTSD essentially of like seeing players that I really want to be their old selves, just not perform the same way after an injury. And especially when you're having to draft somebody for many millions of dollars on a 5-year contract over players that you have already just recently seen exactly who they're going to be, it does concern me a little bit. What about DeJean for you, though?
We'll see how he tests out. If he tests out well, then it's like, yeah, I think he's fine. It's all right.
Fair. Kyle ends up talking about Eagles signing a safety. Who do they think we will be going after? Depends on the price tag of Justin Simmons, but he was hyping up Vic Fangio over the offseason. So
I did have that as a potential trade target before they just said no, just get the hell out of here.
Honestly, I think it makes it less likely that they cut him to go to the Eagles now, because now you have to sign him to a multi-year, essentially a 2-year, which you could structure it to where it's essentially a 1-year contract, but it just made it a lot easier to let him go after 1 year.
Good bargain would be Jordan Fuller if he ends up making it.
Ooh.
Yeah, because no one's talking about him, and he's probably going to be just like, I could see, Xavier Woods.
Yeah.
For the Panthers, just like really good contract for the team, really good player.
Yeah.
And he's been a really good player for the Rams.
He's never been really a liability. I respect that. So we got Steelers free agency targets. I'm actually going to drag this over here so it looks like I'm more looking at the camera. Steelers free agency targets: linebacker, corner, tackle, center, quarterbacks, what we most likely need, and who would you like to see? So I feel like linebacker wise, we have enough guys coming up on new contracts to where like we've essentially been in rotation hell in terms of veterans, similar to the Eagles. I think we end up just like re-signing maybe Quan Alexander. These guys are $1 million. So they're cheap ways to patch a hole in a year in a draft class where the linebackers are absolutely atrocious. I would just hope that we end up retaining rather than going out and spending big bucks on linebackers. In terms of corners, I just don't think that we're going to be in the prime position to sign one in free agency the way I want to. I think center, that's where I would target in free agency.
A lot of good ones.
Huh?
A lot of good ones.
There is. And even if you want to sign a veteran to a 2-year deal and draft somebody later on like Hunter Norzad or Tanner Bortolini to develop, I think that'd be a very smart idea. Essentially fill that gap with someone who's a little more experienced, also helps out the younger guys on the O-line. Tackle, I just don't think this is a very good free agency class. It's a very good draft class. So use your picks to get the best value. And then quarterback, if you can get Justin for cheap, get Justin. If you can't, try to get Russ on a prove-it deal. I mean, why not? He has similar mobility. I think he'd actually be able to have a similar Ryan Tannehill type of career arc, revival with Arthur Smith. So that's my long-winded way of answering all that. What do you think?
I agree. I concur.
Any other targets that you'd recommend, though? Like, you think that they should go essentially re-sign for a corner, draft for or re-sign for linebacker, draft for corner, draft for tackle, free agent for center, and then essentially
because I mean drafting linebacker never really helps out,
especially right away.
Bat.
Yeah,
right away. So like just take a shot on a very athletic guy on like in the 3rd round.
Yeah,
and I hope that works out.
Yeah. So Amarius Mims or JC Latham for the Bengals.
Oh, that's so tough. I'd go Mims.
I mean, I personally would go Mims, but Latham does have a little more experience.
Yeah, so but golly, the upside.
The upside's ridiculous. But of course, I don't know if the Bengals care too much about upside rather than just getting something that works. Like they don't. I don't know if the Bengals can survive.
Well, I mean,
another.
I don't know.
Test.
They like getting. I think they would like to get a freak in there. Get a freak there, a right tackle.
Yeah.
Pair up with their other freak at left.
I mean, they should just probably. I mean, in my opinion, if they were within good range of Olu Fashanu, just kick Orlando Brown to right tackle and just take Olu.
Oh, he's not going to do that. He specifically wants to play
he's like, tackle. I want to play left tackle. It's like, guess
good.
what? Good luck in free agency, buddy.
Yeah, guess what? He's going to be holding out.
Yeah, that's just so stupid in my opinion. But yeah, I would go Amarius Mims. I think we're both in concurrence on that. Kevin Dodson re-signing with the Rams, $16 million APY.
Big dub.
That's so expensive for 1 year of production. I mean,
just because he didn't work for Steelers, bunk tail don't mean nothing, dude. He played so well for him last year, and he was so promising with the Steelers. And then y'all just, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was Canada.
Could be. I mean,
you Canada?
16 mil a year is so like that's
great white north my butt.
It's pretty top dollar for someone who has 1 year of production. Do we know the guarantees on it?
I didn't see any.
Okay, if they was a 3-year deal, right? It's 16.
Yep, 3 years, 48 million.
348. If they end up guaranteeing sub 28 of that, I think it's a great deal. If they do 30 to 32, essentially guaranteeing 2 years, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Anything more than that,
they got to protect their offensive line, though. They got to protect Matthew Stafford.
Yeah. I mean, Matt Stafford can't take it. That's why I'm accepting of it. It's just really depends on how sold they are on 1 year. All right. So this is for you specifically. The Bears' actual answer for center is Ryan Bates. I'm going to be one miserable fan of yours and watch along.
Oh my gosh, dude. I think, because they wanted to get Ryan Bates last year, but because I think he was tendered and the Bills matched it.
Yeah.
Golly, dude. If that's their answer at center, ugh.
Game over.
Dude, Bates ain't bad, but that's a depth player, man.
Yeah. Do we think Jordan Poyer could land in Miami next to Holland on a cheap deal? He lives in Miami and is good friends with Tua.
Oh, that'd be nice. Dolphins also don't have a lot of money, so they need some budget deals.
It's fair. Our thoughts on Max Melton, though?
Oh, man, Max Melton's a dog, dude.
He's good. I mean, I don't have any
whether he's slaughter outside, I think he could probably do both.
He's sub 6 foot, right?
No, he's 6 foot, like 86.
Oh, really? I thought he was sub 6 for some reason.
Yeah, no, you're right. He came in at 5'11", 187. Okay.
To be fair, that's like almost identical to Terry and Arnold. So
yeah, I mean he's got the length, 32-inch arms. Like, yes, please.
Yeah, and he tested out very, very well.
Yeah, he might be in my top 10.
Bruegel said he is top 7 corner on his pod. Yeah,
Milton. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of guys that me personally, I'm just high on. I'm going to be higher on than the consensus. That's just how it works.
Who are you higher on than on the consensus then?
Oh, TJ Tampa, dude. I'm probably the biggest TJ Tampa mark out here.
Dude, I'm like the exact opposite.
Yeah, I know you are.
Like, I have him as like a 5th rounder at this point.
Yeah, everyone out here is loving Ennis Rakestraw, and I'm having a tough time keeping him in my top 10.
That's okay. You have time to learn. TJ Tampa, my ass.
Dude, I love TJ Tampa, dude. I can't wait for him to test out.
I know. I'm kind of irritated that he didn't test out. Is there any reason for that?
I don't know, man. I'm surprised most people test out at the combine.
That sucks. But yeah. I'm a big Renardo Green guy.
Yeah, Renardo Green's corner. Nice.
He's corner 4 on my board right now, and very well.
You have him a lot higher than I do.
Yeah, I think that guy's special in terms of his overall awareness of the game.
Yeah, I think he's a 2nd rounder, but
yeah, no, I have him number 25 on my board right now.
Choo!
Yeah. Imagine the Panthers don't pick wide receiver O-line with their first pick of the 2nd. Who would y'all mock to them in that situation? Probably an edge too.
Chop.
Yeah.
If Chop's there, hopefully.
Yeah.
Then again, this edge class falls off, so it's like
after round 2, especially, like, because you got Jordan Ellis in there, you got some good value guys.
I mean, you're looking at like Chris Braswell and Braylon Trice. Like, golly, man, I wish those guys tested out better.
Yeah, I wish Braylon Trice. I don't care how he tested out if he didn't drop 30 pounds.
And test out, man.
And test out like crap. I'm like, dude, if you're gonna test out like garbage, at least do it at a big frame.
Dude, like, but even like Austin Booker was meh. Yeah. Disa Isaacs testing was way slower than I thought it'd be.
Yep. No, it was very, very unfortunate to see how many edge rushers actually were unathletic, so to speak.
Yeah. I feel like it's gone right back to like, because initially I thought, oh man, this class just falls off so hard, and really it's just probably a bunch of like early day 3 guys. And then I was starting to get behind it after the Senior Bowl. I was like, you know what? Maybe there are guys that go in this 3rd round and be really good values. And now I'm right back at like, yeah, no, these are early day 3 guys.
See, I love Mo Kamara. He's like one of those guys. Like,
he's a guy I bumped up my board quite a bit.
Yeah, I love his tenacity. So this is going to be a interesting question because I don't even know what your thoughts are on this. Thoughts on hand size, and then Olu Fashanu specifically.
Oh, I mean, if you are in a pass-heavy offense, then have at it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, hand size only becomes an issue if it's apparent that you have an issue. Yeah. Like in the run game, if you actually have an issue run blocking, and you have small hands, there's probably a reason for it, and it might be because you do not use your hand size as well as you should.
Yeah, so it means your punches aren't going to be as impactful.
Which I don't really fully believe that to be true, because I think
if you take up more surface area with a pop, it's impactful.
Well, that's control and not pop, though. Pop comes from the tricep and the chest, like it's a bench press. Versus, controlling a guy that requires more surface area of the jersey.
If you're gonna hit more surface area with that pop, dude,
are you saying that a 9mm bullet does not have pop? I think that this little itty bitty thing.
A 9mm bullet might not slow somebody down the same way a bus would.
I don't think that's comparable.
I don't know. It was the first thing that popped in my mind.
Just a bus. I would agree with you on that point.
I was just saying, okay, if I throw a microwave at you, it'll probably slow you down a bit better than a 9mm bullet. The bullet may kill you, but it might pass right through you. It might pass right through you, and you're still coming at me.
Well, yeah, for me, I think that the small hands are a slight concern only because you've seen.
It doesn't take them out of the first round. It doesn't take them out of the top 20.
No, it doesn't. It's only a concern because there is obvious like deficiencies in his run blocking compared to how he pass blocks. Yeah, and when you see that big of a gap
against Ohio State.
Yeah, like when there is that big of a gap, that's where you can really start debating like, well, maybe it is because like now it's not just like correlation. Like there's a legit cause because he's a good blocker. Why aren't you able to run block? Maybe it's because his hands, he doesn't know how to maintain control because they're too small. So there you go with that. Broshmo, when's your next walk the mock?
I was thinking about maybe tomorrow. If not, it's going to be Tuesday. I'm a busy boy. Freaking free agency's coming too. So it's like, golly, man.
Yeah, dude, free agency's going to be crazy.
I'll try tomorrow. I'll see how it looks with the kiddos and whatnot. But I'll try to push one at least Tuesday at like the furthest, but maybe tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay, so question for me, why do I not like TJ Tampa? I pulled up my report here. So basically, I'm not a huge fan of his tackling. He ends up actually bumping dudes quite a bit rather than actually wrapping up. He has some pretty solid identification skills in terms of being able to understand screens and swings, etc. So basically, I'm going to just like read this straight up. Bro is getting eaten alive, to be honest. But to be fair, the whole secondary is. The long speed is there, but the acceleration seems to be off, as is his change of direction. So essentially, it's based on his legitimate movement skills. Hi, Goj, the beast. I mean,
like, tell me about Chris Jones's new contract. Please say he is signed.
Oh my God. Apparently, it's like 98% guaranteed. That's wild. But basically, TJ Tampa has a great build. It's just I don't believe in the movement skills to translate properly to the next level, and I wasn't a fan of his run support ability for what I thought he would be as a run supporter. Carolina needs to trade Burns.
Yeah, they do.
They're kind of fucked right now. I don't know what they're gonna do for that. I mean, the Eagles could send pick 22 technically for Brian Burns if they like, but I mean, at the end of the day, like a team needs to have, if they end up not signing an edge rusher, I honestly think the Texans wouldn't be a bad spot to send pick 23 and pair him up. I mean, again, it's just a team that has a lot of money and is potentially in a Super Bowl window.
I mean, apparently they could have got 2 firsts and a day 2 pick for him.
Yep.
And now potentially
the downfall
frustrates the hell out of me.
It's so new question. What's a worse organization, Carolina or Denver? Denver.
I mean,
at least Carolina tries.
Carolina, it's a new organization. I mean, new GM, new coach. It's kind of hard to.
Yeah. But like old Carolina or current?
Old Carolina was terrible.
But current Denver is ass. Like they don't do anything right at the moment. They brought on even a worse coach.
I mean, Sean Payton controls everything. So it's like,
but what success has he really had that was outside of Drew Brees?
That's
like legitimate success.
I don't think that's
legitimate success.
That's not fair because
outside of Drew Brees being the reason for it, like I don't really see anything that's been, we talked about Belichick, Brady. I haven't really heard a debate, Brees or Peyton. Of course, I mean, there's obviously a reason for the Belichick Brady thing because there's a full dynasty, but
I feel like you're working with the same thing.
But he just hasn't done anything, in my opinion, to garner that.
Because he's had Brees the whole time.
But even when Brees was like mid, he he wasn't competitive enough. I didn't think he built the team.
I mean, he had some of the best offenses we have seen in the last 20 years.
Was a beast.
Yeah, Breeze was a beast, but I mean, dude, like even when Breeze had to miss time, like
I mean, the Teddy Bridgewater stretch was pretty special. I'll give him that. Like, Teddy Bridgewater should go. Oh, he retired and ended up being a high school coach. Forgot about that.
Good for him, dude.
I know. He's happy now. Hot take, Giants will trade up and draft Drake May if he is there, but not for Jaden Daniels. Yeah.
Here's my hot take about the Giants. They're not going to draft a quarterback in the first. I don't think that's that hot of a take, but I truly believe this organization believes in Daniel Jones. I truly believe Brian Daboll feels like he is tied to Daniel Jones at this point. If Daniel Jones does not succeed, he feels like he will be fired.
Yeah. Hey, we got a super chat that came in. Thank you, John, for the $5.
Cowbell.
Oh my! I should get one of those. We need a cowbell. I get that getting Caleb isn't 1 year thing, but how improved are the Bears next year when we draft him and Justin Fields is gone? I think the floor is just as good as Justin Fields would be this year. And the ceiling is you can actually make a legitimate Super Bowl run. I genuinely believe the rest of the team is almost in place, especially if you hit free agency right, maybe get a Calvin Ridley. I genuinely think this team could go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think the defense is going to be very scary next year.
I know, and that's the one thing that Caleb has not really had is a good defense. But
buddy, hold on.
What? Especially at USC, their defense.
So side note, I'm working on a Caleb Williams video about all the nitpicks of Caleb Williams. And to be fair, like the nitpicks are they're credible.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But like when we're talking about like what he had to deal with in terms of the defense,
so bad.
Dude, yeah, like in losses, his defense allowed 41.2 points a game.
Yeah.
During last season, they allowed 35 points a game.
Yep. Wild. It just
good luck to any quarterback.
I know. It's like, what do you expect? Like Drake May's team was at least like the defense was maybe averaging, allowed points of 25 a game, and he was losing.
Yeah, dude. Even Jaden Daniels, where everyone wants to give him the benefit of the doubt, his team, because I bring that up, where the defense was allowing 27 points a game.
Yeah,
we're talking a full touchdown.
Yeah. So if we want to be critical,
and that's just in every game. Like if we go to the losses again. 41.2 game.
Insane. So basically, I think Caleb actually, tell me if you agree with this or not. I think Caleb, if he ends up being 75% of the potential we think, this team is Super Bowl potential, if not Super Bowl.
Yeah, because I imagine they're going to bring in another receiver. Cole Kmet's solid. DJ Moore's a god. And honestly, if they keep improving the offensive line, it's really that center position. As long as they're like, Ryan Bates isn't the end all be all at guard or at center, then no, man, this team could be scary.
Yeah. Yoda, what is this? Yoda, whatever the hell that is.
Yoda dabba dabba doo.
Oh, Yoda dabba dabba. Oh, okay, that's funny. Okay. Could Jerry Jones go in go balls to the wall for the first pick now?
There ain't no way.
No. I don't think that the Bears.
What is this going to be like Herschel Walker, Ricky Williams
the whole draft? Yeah. All right. Might be looking too far into it, but do you think the Steelers are forcing the Bears' hand by bringing Wilson in for a meeting? Absolutely. Force leverage all day. That's the smartest thing you can do.
Yeah. It's just unfortunately right now it feels like Fields is, or at least the trade rumors are definitely not in the Bears' favor right now.
Yeah. Dude, do you think the Broncos or Vikings would trade up to 5 for JJ? Chargers could take Bowers at 11 or 12 or a tackle. My quick answer is absolutely. If I'm the Chargers and I see the Broncos trying to trade up for JJ McCarthy,
you're not going to see the Broncos trade up. They have no draft capital to do so.
I'm saying if they do,
they're going to they're essentially leveraging the future.
That's why I think they're going to have the number 1 pick next year. I'm going to say I'm going to be the Chicago Bears. Like, give me your next year first, give me your next year second, give me a 2026 second round pick. Like, sold. And of course, let me move back. Like,
I don't think Sean Payton's that.
Stupid.
I don't think he's. Yes. Yeah.
I don't think so either. But
at that point, it feels like it is male practice.
Yes. I mean, I would do that in a heartbeat, though. So, who's the best safety to pair up with Minka on the Steelers? Not many good, strong safeties. I would say Cooper DeJean in a perfect world is the best, but James Williams.
I mean, I liked Kazi, dude.
Yeah,
Kazi was a good compliment. Like, if we're gonna talk free agency safety, I think a good player. Oh, that was literally the first thing I was about to say.
Yeah, he fits like a glove.
Yeah, I think he's from Alabama. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson wouldn't be bad either.
He's more of a slot, though. He doesn't really pair up as a pure safety.
Yeah, but anyone who's willing to come downhill,
yeah,
like I don't mind. If you're gonna be aggressive with them, then be aggressive with them. If we're gonna
I wouldn't want Chauncey on the Steelers, though. We have enough personality disorders. This guy is like, he's a pure energy ball in the room, but there's no balance with him. There's no like Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, like low key, Cole Bishop wouldn't be bad though.
I would like that. Yeah, that's a good pick right there. All right, what do you think of the Eagles do with their wide receiver 3? Is it Brian Thomas Jr.? Is he worthy enough for 22? Leggett, McMillan, Polk, or Coleman? I'll let you go first on this one.
First off, Brian Thomas Jr. is totally worthy for 22, but they're not going to do it. They're not going to do that. They don't care about their wide receiver 2 position. They'll go out and get, oh man, we can maybe find some solid slot. They want a really good route running slot out there. I wonder what options we may have out there. I'm actually going to take a quick gander. Oh, maybe we could get a nice Tyler Boyd or Curtis Samuel to come in there and do that stuff. Maybe even Noah Brown.
Do you sound like
yeah, right. Receiver, dude, I don't even think the Eagles would touch wide receiver till day 3 if they really wanted one.
No, they'll get one, potentially even round 2. Depends on how far Ladd McConkey falls. They met with him twice.
I think fun would be like Luke McCaffrey or like Taj Washington.
Yeah.
Those would be fun options.
So I think with the release of Avonte Maddox, I think that Howie's going to get aggressive. Eagles are going to be one of those teams that trades up. And I sense they're going to get Terrion Arnold or Quinion Mitchell. Especially if Terrion Arnold's available. That's the best pick in the whole draft for the Eagles. Everybody on the board.
I'm on board with thinking that the Eagles are not going to address a position of need.
Well, Terrion Arnold is not just a position of need. That's a player of value. You're not reaching for that.
No, yeah, I'm not saying you're reaching or anything. I'm not saying they would reach it either. I'm saying I think I'm buying into that they might go offensive line.
Yeah, Stout. They had like 4 out of their first 5 top 30 visits, all O linemen. It's wild. But something that makes me think that like there's a trade I actually just did recently.
Dude, Polk would be dirty though in Philly. Look at that.
What?
Jalen Polk in Philly would be nasty.
Yeah, it's one of my dream fits for him. I think he'd be a really good receiver 3 there. I think that if the Eagles are to trade up, they'll trade up to 12 with the Broncos. And this is the trade that I made for them. It was obviously pick 22, but I think it was pick 54 and Hassan Reddick, because Hassan is on a 1-year cheap deal. Not really going to be a big impact, but he's kind of that veteran presence to help out maybe some of the young guys they bring on. And then it provides good draft capital there for Denver, and the Eagles can move up to select their pick of the litter. And I think that's what they're going to be doing.
Like Hassan's going to go to like a contender though.
It could, but I'm saying like maybe Broncos would be open to that draft capital exchange with a veteran presence.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't really seen a first round. Well, that's not true. I was going to say like a first round swap with players, but I mean, we saw like a couple of years ago, AJ Brown and Hollywood Brown.
Yeah. Eagles can't stop a runny nose on their defense. Just wait. Jordan Davis.
I can't stop a runny nose.
Jordan Davis is going to have a breakout year, in my opinion. Eagles don't need a wide receiver. I think they need a wide receiver 3, personally.
Yeah, they don't like Watkins, or is it Watkins? Quez Watkins?
Quez, yeah, he's up.
Yeah, they don't like Quez like that. They like him as a wide receiver 4, situational vertical guy.
Yeah.
That's why they brought in Zacchaeus to be the kind of like that shifty route runner. Yeah, no lie. It wouldn't surprise me if I don't think Russell Gage is available, but it'd be so funny if Russell Gage. Yeah, because that's funny. They go straight back to okay, Bucks. Who's the slot guy that y'all don't use? Zacchaeus, come on over here. Or Zacchaeus with the Falcons, I think.
Yeah, no, Zacchaeus. I honestly think Zacchaeus could be someone that the Steelers could fill in the slot. If they trade Deontay Johnson, I think not Zacchaeus, my bad. Gage could be somebody that comes in.
If they trade Deontay Johnson, I can't wait to see what day 2 wide receiver they take.
That'd be so fun. I get excited when the Steelers draft receivers at this point. Reason for the Kool-Aid falling down, everyone's bored. Watch the film and time again, and just seems like the receiver he's guarding is out of the game.
He's great. He's
a great player. He's high on our boards. Maybe it is medical. Maybe it is. Maybe
I
just worry.
Think it's the run defense because he's not crazy in run defense, and
Nate Wiggins should fall then too.
In my opinion, the NFL overvalues run defense when it comes to their corners, but that's just my opinion. It's not a right opinion. It's not a wrong opinion. It's just my opinion. But also, you look at the guys that are going to the top of the board when it comes to the corner class. They're all these crazy traits and whatnot. Aside, honestly, from Terry Arnold, because I definitely thought he was going to test better.
Yeah. Well, that's, I think, one of the reasons why I would be now a little bit worried about having him lower is maybe he isn't very athletic. I thought he's worse than Terry.
I think he's probably going to test really well, though, in his 3-cone and his short shuttle.
I hope so. The one thing I saw about Kool-Aid is his best reps are the best out of all corners. It's just...
Dude, I loved Kool-Aid.
I know. I think they're a little too few and far between, though. Yeah. Give me
that purple.
Yes, he's a really damn good player. The purple Kool-Aid. Kamari Lassiter
return ability.
He's fun, dude. I mean, we've obviously loved him for a while. Kamari Lassiter will be the steal of the draft, and he is the best corner in the class. He's a smart corner. I
think he's going to be a really good number 2.
Yeah. I'm going to try to... So, Broshmo, thoughts on Jonnu Smith to the Dolphins? Oh, by the way, Dotson, $32 million guarantee. So, I thought it's adequate.
We got a payday.
Yeah.
Jonnu Smith, I think it's good from a standpoint that we won't be thinking about tight end in round 2. That's how I feel. Smith's going to be a good fit, dude. He's going to be a really good fit. I mean, you go back to his days with was it the tight ends back in the day? Man, just get him the ball. This is a guy that could separate vertically. He could also create after the catch. And I mean, that's what this offense is. Can you create after the catch? Can you tear it up the seams? Yes, please. So it's a good fit. It's a good fit.
Yeah. John, tight end was a big issue for the Dolphins, in my opinion. So it's good to see that.
It was, because we have Durham Smythe.
Oh, wait. What happened to Gesicki again?
He went to the Patriots for a year. He's a free agent.
Why am I tripping? Yeah, no. And Johnny also was there too. So you could get him back. Get the dynamic duo back.
That's where tight ends go to die, apparently. Hunter Henry used to be all good, and then and then Jonnu went to the Patriots.
Damn, I remember that offseason too. They spent hella money. All right, thoughts on Cedric Gray? I think he's just a solid linebacker. Nothing special.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. And I think that there's value in that, though, I don't think he didn't test out like crazy, but he's been a very good run stuffer. He's adequate in coverage. But yeah, athletically, he's just nothing special. It's fine.
Yeah. Nothing crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I got him over Jeremiah Trotter. I don't know if that says I'm low on Trotter or I'm higher on Cedric Gray, but
I think that says you're right on the money for Jeremiah Trotter. Trotter's my linebacker 11 at the moment. Cedric Gray is linebacker 7. So.
Oh, I did have a new addition to my top 10 linebackers.
Which one? I'm curious.
I went back in and I watched some Temple tape.
Ooh,
there was that jacked monster that ran well at the combine, and I was like, "Oh, yeah."
Okay, I don't have him graded yet.
I will say, you will go to his tape and be like, I don't think he knows what he's doing sometimes. And you're probably right.
Yep.
But golly, dude, he makes up for it just with how explosive he is.
Dude, my heart's broken that Danny
Stills character individual too.
Well, I hope so. I mean, I wish we got to know the personality of players better, because that really would shift my board if I knew exactly what type of players were which.
Yeah, I just try to see what teammates and coaches say about him, which could be again. I mean, that could
be some PR. Yeah,
yeah,
paid stuff. Any day 3 centers who could start week 1 depends if Bo Limmer slips.
There's dude, Bo Limmer. I have him high on my board.
Again,
thank goodness. I say high. I have him as a 3rd rounder, kind of like into the maybe late 2nd round. He's like interior 7 on my board right now.
Where is he overall on your big board?
I have to reshuffle my big board.
Okay.
I've been right now trying to go through like some of the combine guys that I didn't get a chance to watch.
That's what I'm doing.
I mean, dude, yeah, it's a lot of like, I watch like a game or two and be like, this guy's not draftable. I really don't have a lot to say about him.
Braden Fiske.
Oh no. Fisky's really good at like one thing.
Running
in a straight line. But I mean, dude, the dude can penetrate. But
pause.
The dude, there's a like, okay, I went back and I looked at Jacob Monk, the Duke center. Well, I don't even think he's a center. So I don't even know why I bring him up.
Like the interior offensive line for him.
Yeah. Because he was another guy that ran well. That I was like, I need to go back and watch. And I you could probably watch Graham Barton a little bit more too if you wanted to. But he was pretty impressive. Not going to be a center in my opinion though, so it doesn't really count.
Yeah.
I know you like Drake Nugent out of Michigan.
He fell a bit on my board after testing poorly and being sub 300. He tested poorly for being sub 300.
Isn't it wild? This class doesn't have a lot of sub 300 offensive linemen.
I know. I'm kind of grateful for that. We're not like having to deal with like, is a 280 offensive lineman ever going to make it? It's like,
I really
340 tackles.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
I really love Hunter Norzad, the Penn State guy. He's really nice.
Aggressive. Yeah.
Someone that no one's talking about, and I don't think he's probably even going to get drafted, but I really like him, is Brian Hudson at Louisville.
Okay.
He's a former track star, really explosive, decent measurables from the Hula Bowl. He was literally like the one guy that stood out at the Hula Bowl. And dude, just the more I got into him, I was like, man, I think he could maybe be something special. Like, I think the floor is really low, but the ceiling.
Yeah. So this is going to take, I mean, I could obviously talk about Tanner Bortolini because he played all 5 positions of the O-line, but
I don't think he's going day 3.
You think he's going to go day 2?
I think he's going to get pushed into day 2.
He bench pressed 21 reps though. Like
dude, how many teams are now playing this whole like pin and pull and outside zone, wide zone? Who cares?
I mean,
at this point, they're going to have them in motion.
Yeah,
it's going to be all momentum.
So I was just gonna say someone who really hasn't fully put it together, who I think actually is gonna really hit. So this isn't even a comment yet. Mason Smith. There's something about him. I honestly would take him mid round 2. I think he could be special.
Hey, are we jumping to defensive line now?
Oh no, I'm gonna take this totally off track. I just like
you did.
I was in my head. I saw him on my board.
Mason Smith at center.
Dude, that'd be kind of fun.
I never thought about that.
That'd be crazy. He has like 36-inch arms or something, 35-inch arms.
Yeah, that'd be Mason Smith's nice, man.
Yeah. Okay. Corner or wide receiver for the Bills? Yes.
But I think where they're drafting, probably wide receiver will be the best option.
Wide receiver will be the best option, but if they can get equal value, I'd go corner or safety.
I feel like try to figure out corner in like free agency. There's some solid players.
Bring Stephon back,
dude. They could grab Levi Wallace, like solid depth guy that used to play for you.
Familiar. Yeah.
God,
I do not like Levi.
There's Kilo Witherspoon.
Yeah, Kello's apparently supposed to make like 14.9 a year. Like he's supposed to make bank. Him and Akuda.
Lee, that's wild.
Dude, the spot track's relatively accurate with these things too, because it had Dotson at like 15 or 16 a year.
Oh, dude, they had Ezra Cleveland of all people right on the money. 3 years, $28.5 million.
Yep. They're smart. They do a good job.
That's why I pull from them, dude. And people want to clown like, oh, these contracts are ridiculous. I'm like, there's a reason why people go to them and use them as resources.
Yeah. For the Ravens at 30. So speaking of that same pick, trade down Ennis Rakestraw or Keon Coleman / higher upside wide receivers. For me, I'd
trade down's always a great option. That's kind of the Raven way.
Yeah, I'd go Keon Coleman personally, just because he has a really good play speed, and this team has the legitimate speed roles already filled. So he would be different.
I don't know. At 30, it's going to be interesting to see if any of those tackles fall.
Yes. Yeah, totally agree. But based on these 3 options available, I would be going probably after Keon.
Yeah, that's fair.
Where's Dwight on? Okay, by the way, wait, you said that. Wait, who are we talking about earlier that we really liked? Hold on. You're saying that you have him like early or late day 3. Oh, we're talking about center. Wait, what's Dingus's name?
I was talking about Bortolini.
No.
Day 2.
Arkansas. What am I tripping? Bo Limmer. So, you said you have like late day 2, but primarily day 3, right?
No. I said
not day round 2.
Third round, early second.
Early second.
I said my bad. Late second. You know what
I have Bo at 58 on my board.
So, okay, so we're
like-minded there. Yeah. No, I really like him. But what about Dwight? Where's he for you?
Oh man, it's a shame this corner class is so good. Corner 17 right now. But that's because it's so freaking good, dude.
You're a good hater, bro. This was our corner 4 coming into the year.
I have a 5th round grade on him. It's not bad. It's just the corner class is this
51 on my board.
Dude.
5th round grade?
I don't know what to think about Dwight, man. His explosive numbers weren't explosive. Is he a guy that he's gonna have to probably play press?
Smart. No, he's so good in off man.
He's good in off man. I get it, but it's like, dude, I don't know if that burst will even, the lack thereof, will translate in the NFL.
But he's so good at processing when to do things. Oh,
dude, I think I have a lot of quality names ahead of him. If you want to talk me out of one of them, then be my guest. I can right now only see one you can maybe talk me out of.
What, corners above him?
Yeah.
Who?
And it's Kalen Carson, who's like a couple of spots above him. That's the only guy I think you could talk me out of.
That's wild. McKinney to the Packers would be good. I mean, they need safety. So it's just like, if they can afford it, do it. If not, I mean, they just have so many picks, dude. I don't know. The Packers need safety help. Like they're
they have no one under contract.
Yeah, they got like Bubba or whatever the hell his name is, Bubs the third, as a safety.
Yo, is this the Arden Key?
Yes. No, it's not. What should I eat for dinner? This comment is 30 minutes ago, so apologies. I'm trying to catch up ASAP. We have a good solid amount. We actually don't have too far to go, but what you should eat for dinner, if you have not chosen already, is anything but the Trader Joe's chicken soup dumplings, which are my favorite thing on planet Earth because they're recalled right now. So stay safe.
Do you have a wife or a girlfriend?
Oh, you're talking to Arden?
Yeah.
No, he can cook for himself. Get out of here.
No, that's not where I was. Okay, you know what? That's a more wholesome way from where I was going. Okay.
Oh my God. You're going to talk. Oh, you bastard. I did that before this. Trice will gain that weight back with a few trips to McDonald's. Your face, dude. Huge Giants fan.
Dude, I didn't know you had seafood before you came on.
I just got a gas in the background. That's off the record. A huge Giants fan. Do you think McKinney stays? Absolutely not. He's gonna get paid. He's probably gonna go somewhere he can compete. I honestly would love him on the Bears. I think he'd be a good Bears, like Bama safety replace Bama safety.
Oh man, fish tacos sound really good right now.
Shut the fuck up.
Now I'm just hungry, and I'm actually thinking, I'm like, man, ooh, I could actually do some seafood right now and just crush it.
She gave a thumbs up.
Dude, fish tacos crush, dude. They're great.
They are good. I mean, do you have Torchy's out there in Arizona?
No,
in Alabama.
Yes, in Tuscan,
Alabama. Tuscaloosa, Tuscan, Alabama. Tuscaloosa. Tuscan, Alabama. Wait, do you have Torchy's out where you're at though?
No. We got like what are they called? Rubios? I don't even know if that's a good place to have.
Yeah. We have
I had fish tacos there once, and they were actually pretty good.
Dude, yeah, Rubio's fish tacos are solid. We have a place here called Torchy's, and like the only thing besides their queso, because they're known for their queso, that's actually good is, well, there's one taco that's not, but it's this like Mr. Orange salmon taco. I don't even like salmon. That's like, I will order that specifically because their avocado salsa on that, gas.
Oh, dude.
Avocado
in general. Oh,
avocado
guacamole. Oh,
dude. You have kavas out there, right?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. I had kava earlier today and last night. Man, the avocados on those pita wraps hit. Okay. Anyways, do you care all about combine drills? Specifically for a guy like Frank who
Stop, dude. What is your problem, bro?
I'm sorry.
Put some respect on his name. More importantly, put an R in his name.
Oh shit. Frank Crum, who excelled in physical testing, but kind of shit the bed in drills. I think drills are huge in my opinion. I honestly value them more than the actual numbers.
Yeah, like the testing's fine because then it's like, oh, cool. Look at these tools that you have at your display that we can work with. And then, yeah, the drills kind of hold a little bit more weight because then it's like, okay,
this is
how big of a development is this guy? It's freaking Crumb, dude. That guy was basically walking on stilts the whole time.
Honestly. So apparently Darnell Wright had the same hand size as Olu Fashanu, but Darnell didn't have the issues in the run game. So again, it's more of like, does it cause you issues already? If yes, then SEC. You can yeah.
From what I heard, that matters a little bit more.
I ended up dying right there. I have a
fish taco.
Yeah, no, I was just like dying right there. Okay, man, I hope Xavier Thomas has a really good pro day. Wanted to see him test. Yeah, 244. You need it. Dude, I need water. What the hell? Okay, you actually were continuing to talk about armor. Dude, rest in peace, Kobe. I went to Kobe camp and they were sponsored by Body Armor. That's the first time I ever saw it. But entertain the guests, dude. I'm gonna die of like thirst.
Okay, what do you want me to do? Golly. Am I supposed to dance? Here, I'm gonna go through some of the chat then. All right, we got Augustin. That's a name I'm familiar with. Thoughts on Zach Frazier, and is he a fit with the Bears, dude? I think he's a fit anywhere, honestly. With the Bears specifically, I mean, dude, you look at Shane Waldron, who just drafted Olusegun Oluwatimi just like a year ago, this past year. Not saying like Waldron was making the calls there, but I'm sure he had some sort of input. He's gonna look at a guy like Zach Frazier and love that dude. The question is, do you want to pay early to mid second round pick on Frazier? Like what is the true ceiling? Maybe you could get that guy outside the top 50. We saw centers last year, like really that we anticipated to be very good, like Joe Tippmann and John Michael Schmitz, who ended up falling out of the top 50, and that might be more of an ideal price. But I mean, it's such a good center draft that you could honestly sit on it. But I mean, shoot, the Bears don't even have a second round pick, so good luck for them. All right, what else we got going up in here? All right, we got Stangy, another name I'm familiar with. Well, unconvince yourself because screw going to online. Oh, you're talking about the Eagles. Hey, dude. Hey. I think regardless, whatever the Eagles choose to do, they're gonna take probably one of the top guys on the board. That's just what the Eagles do, man. They just look at the top of their board and they're like, all right, let's take this guy. Honestly, that's a way to build it, dude. You remember that Chiefs draft a couple of years ago? Trent McDuffie, you had Karlaftis, you had Leo Chanel. All they did was just take great value in.
Oh,
Chiefs are going to Chief. Oh, thank God, dude. I was drowning.
My fans are nice people. What are you talking about?
No, yeah, they're fine.
Whose comment are you talking to?
I don't know. I just kind of picked one.
Oh, okay. I heard
Singy. And I picked one. Yeah, Singy. Yeah. We were talking about the Eagles taking O-line with their pick. And I said, regardless, they're going to take the best player on their board. And why? That's just a great way to approach it. Because we look at the Chiefs a couple of years ago when they took McDuffie, Karlaftis, Chanel, and just ended up having a banger draft.
Yeah. So I'm trying to read this comment. Clutchfire says, I don't think the Panthers take a 3rd-round pick, but what do you guys see Carolina doing this year as far as free agency signings? What does that mean in terms of the 3rd-round pick? I'm confused about that.
I don't know. Forget the first part. We could just talk about free agent signings.
Yeah, let's just do that. Dude, you like the merch?
Shut up, dude.
It's overpriced, too. Dude.
I bet you it's overpriced, dude.
It's $40 for a shirt.
I can't wait to spend $40 next year. I'll just say that. Oh,
we need to have we need to have you like get a new alias though. When you like randomly meet like Mike Garofolo, you gotta be like, "Hi, my name is Abram.
Hey, I'm
lead draft analyst of the DraftBros.
I'm Seymour Butts.
I'm Jenny Tolles.
My icy wiener." All right. So obviously the Panthers need separators, and they're not gonna be able to hit that with all their draft picks, right?
Mm-mm.
So what can they do in free agency to get some separators?
Calvin Ridley.
God,
they want to get wide receiver 1. That's so good.
That's a big price to pay there. Yeah, I mean you could go Ridley, you could go Hollywood Brown. Honestly, I don't think Darnell Mooney's out of the question.
Yeah.
But man, they should invest in edge, even if they keep Brian Burns. Like Yatir Gross-Matos, he's gone.
Yeah,
he wasn't even that great to begin with. So maybe invest in like a Mike Dana, though.
Like
again, Mike Dana. Well, yeah, he was good. He was good. Really depends what his asking price is, though, because there's a point where he suddenly becomes not that good. But I mean, you could make a big splash, go after like a Bryce Huff.
You think Bryce will command that much cash?
Oh, I think he's probably gonna be like at least like.
Dude, I think they're gonna draft an edge though.
I think he's gonna be like 10 to 15 million a year.
That's not bad.
That's not bad, but I mean, that's a lot for a guy who essentially his best, like he was at his best as a DPR.
Yeah. Damn. No, I think that Carolina needs to get the receiver position done right, which means don't force a receiver with your pick. They don't need.
They won't have to. It's going to be littered there by the time their pick comes up.
Do we know that though?
We know that.
Okay, so who do you think is actually going to be there?
All right. Let's go back to the draft.
Keon Coleman, maybe. And that's dependent. Like the Ravens could certainly be in the market for it. The Chiefs, I mean, hell, you never know if they actually.
It could be Ladd. It could be Worthy. It could be Pearsall. It could be Leggett. It could be.
Do you think that Worthy would be a better option for the team than, would you say Worthy and Bryce Huff are a better combo than Calvin Ridley and Chop Robinson? Technically, there's like a $7 million difference per year.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah,
it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different, but
a little bit. Well, I mean, dude, they already swung and miss on Yatir Gross-Matos. Do they want to go back to Penn State?
They're different players, to be fair.
They are very different. They also had Brandon Smith. I liked Brandon Smith coming up. Total project, though.
He's on the Eagles right now, right? He's on their practice.
He's somewhere, man. Hey, when you're a project, you bounce around.
Dude, the Steelers need to pick him up. The Steelers have Michael Walker, too.
I think regardless, like, dude, the Panthers got to get something in free agency. Even if like that pick 33 is a wide receiver, you better have another wide receiver there.
Yeah, I'm trying to look up right now what their cap situation's like. Yes, I agree, buddy.
I don't know what the current is.
No, not manage the roster, buddy boy. I don't want to look at that. All right, here we go. Update. What's their projected cap? So estimated space 13 mil. Ooh. You know that meme's like, brother, ooh.
Is that really what it is though?
Yeah, that's estimated cap space top 51. Estimated cap space all, which I think includes 2023 rollover, is 8.82 or 8.882. Their cost of their draft class. Dude, I need to make this a bigger image.
Dude, that's wild.
Dude, how? They have they only have 10 million dead cap. Who the hell's costing so much? The crap. Oh, Brian Burns is 24 mil cap hit there. Dude, Moten has a 29 mil cap hit.
Dude, man, he had such a down year.
I know.
I mean, it's hard to be good when you're the only good player on the offensive line.
Derek Brown got his 5th-year contract, didn't he? I'm looking at $11.7 million. That's equal to his cap hit. That's a fully
good. I imagine that's why they're trying to move Dante Jackson, or at least potentially replace or release him.
Dante will free up $6 million in terms of his free cap. You could free up
June.
Who? No. Who? I think
who's this June?
No, I'm looking at the breakdown right now. Technically speaking, yeah, it would be post June. Oh, so essentially post June 1st, it doesn't save you actual money, but it does spread into 2025. So it saves you 10.5 now, but you still have 9.8 in dead cap. So you still end up saving 6 million, but it's 10.5 this year. So I think that'd be a smart
man. I hope. Well, they also because Hayden Hurst. They released him medically today. He's going to take off like a good chunk.
Are you sure? Because I'm looking at the difference of the cap hit and dead cap, and it's like $60,000. That's it.
I wonder.
Oh, you said post June 1st? Like, did they designate it?
It might be.
Oh no, because he doesn't even have a contract detail up right now. They already released him. So yeah, he's.
I hope Austin Corbett bounces back.
Yeah. By the way, shout out to SpotTrack.com. Like the fact that they have this breakdown by like each day, incredible. But dude, yeah, there's almost like nobody. Technically, Bradley Bozeman, they wanted to get rid of him. He'd free up around 4 million cap.
Yeah.
Same thing with Xavier Woods, would be about 4.5 million.
Dude, yeah, that Moten cap hit is nuts.
Ass. Like 11.4%.
Yeah, I was gonna say 11% of their cap.
Dude, I love SpotTrack.com. They do an awful job in terms of saying the free agents because they'll include guys who are not even on the team and are just straight up dead cap. I don't appreciate that. Yeah. But that's where you use our lads as well. They cover your ass.
Yeah, let's move on from the.
Yeah, I know. I got into the post June 1st stuff. All right, Sean Payton's so overrated outside of the year that they cheated. He didn't do anything to justify the hype and has gotten over the years. People talk about him like he's on the level of Walsh.
So he's basically Bill Belichick at this point.
He's ass. Okay, Neighbors is the pick. Okay, we're all the way. Well, were we really talking about the Giants only like 40 minutes ago? I don't remember that. We already answered, does McKinney stay on the Giants? Then there's a comment that you were talking about. So Chaz Cash, if Mike Sainristil, sorry, I had to sneeze. Dude, I had a powerful one too. If Mike Sainristil goes to the Steelers, it'll be the best day of my life. Dude, he doesn't play good enough zone coverage at all to play.
Your slot's so trash that does it really matter?
Yeah. I mean, our slot is pretty garbo. I would just really hope that we can get a boundary corner and kick Pat Pete to the slot. That'd be my dream. So sorry for all the Eagles talk, but what about running back if they don't re-sign Swift? would Audric Estime or Corum/Irving be reasonable?
There's one right answer here.
There is only one right answer. Marshawn freaking Lloyd.
Ew. I didn't
know
you
literally DeAndre Swift. What?
I didn't know you liked running backs that fumbled and dropped balls and can't pass protect.
What, dude? I mean, what are we going to talk about? Jonathan Taylor?
No, I was going to talk
6 times last year.
I was going to say Trey Benson.
Oh, well, I mean, you're going to go running back that early though?
Yeah.
The ROI on that is shit.
Dude, you're going to get 4 years, cheap deal behind an amazing line. A guy that's probably going to be able to put out production similar to Swift and Miles Sanders.
Don't get me wrong. He's my RB1 too.
Oh, easy.
I would take him in the second. I'm just saying for the Eagles specifically.
I mean, for a team that doesn't have many needs, I feel like going running back is just such an easy route to go when your offensive line's already put together.
Yeah. Is it bad that I see flashes of Stroud and Penix?
Yes.
Maybe. I wasn't the biggest guy on planet Earth for CJ Stroud, so I can't really make too much of a comment.
Dude, people hate on me.
I had him at number 9 on my board.
I had him at 3, and people were like, you need to come out, and I need to like that. I essentially need to be like Bryce Young. Your rookie season was so horrible. I need to denounce you. Like, calm down.
Yeah.
Let's let these guys play at least one more year before we start with these takes.
I know. Is it true that Quinion Mitchell had all of his interceptions against the same quarterback?
That was only in 2022.
That actually wild. That's hilarious.
Dude, he had 2 pick sixes that game against Northern Illinois. It was freaking fantastic.
I actually really like Northern Illinois too.
Yeah. Same year, though, he had a really good game against Marvin Harrison Jr. Did allow a touchdown, but hey, like it was a perfect pass by CJ Stroud. And it was just Marvin Harrison being, hey, I'm me big body, me gonna catch it, just put it where only I can get it. The coverage was picture perfect.
The thing about Quinion, he's out of position a lot more than you expect, though. He uses recovery speed. That's how he gets so many batted balls.
I mean, when he's asked to be 10 yards off the ball every play.
I was also talking about deep, but yes. If you're the Chargers GM, would you consider trading Keenan Allen for a pick or 2? Is he worth?
I mean, I think the 4 contracts that they should shed is probably like Keenan Allen would be the last person I'd want to cut among the 4, but it's like, or even trade, but like
you got Bosa,
Mac, Mike Williams, and Mac. Yeah. Because I mean, those guys are just taking up so much cap.
Shoot, dude. I mean, that's so sad. That's really sad. I mean, that's cornerstones of the team right there.
I mean, it's a new regime.
Ugh. You're right. Dude, Khalil Mack has a 40 mil cap hit, 38.5.
Dude, and they restructured him last year.
God.
At this point, it's just like,
ugh. And Joey Bosa is a 36.6.
Yeah, Keenan Allen would be the last person, though. Like, if I could hold on to any of those 4, it's Keenan Allen.
Yeah. Because Keenan Allen's been like kind of a lifer for the Chargers. He's been.
Yeah. I mean, look at his shoulder, dude. He's given to that team.
He has. Damn. I did not even realize it was that crazy. Thoughts on Bordellini after the combine? I think we already talked about this, right?
Biggest a little bit. We kind of highlighted him a little bit.
Yeah, super versatile, extremely athletic,
great mover. Yeah.
I think he's worth a fringe day 3 or day 2 pick.
Yeah, so. I honestly think he goes day 2.
Yeah. Thoughts on Brian Thomas's wide receiver 3? Debatable.
I don't hate that.
Yeah. That's why
he's definitely closer in that to Rome Odunze now.
He's the reason I put an it factor in to my grading scale because I see it with him. There's a lot of deficiencies to his game, but I see it with him. Like genuinely. Thoughts on Zach Frazier, and is he a fit with the Bears?
I discussed that a little bit.
Yeah,
while you were gone. That was actually the first question I did.
Oh yeah, I heard you talk about Augustin. I like it. I'll just leave it there because you already did your analysis.
Yeah, it's a shame they don't have a second round pick.
Yeah, very true. Do you think Worthy's worth 100% worth a first rounder? Not worth it, but is he a first rounder? 100% no. 165. I mean, I addressed this a little bit earlier in today's video on rounds 2 and 3 of my mock, but if you didn't think he was fast already,
yeah,
like maybe it moves him up a couple spots. Like for me, it moved him from wide receiver 11 to wide receiver 12 to wide receiver 11. It's like awesome. You went from like 8.5 out of 10 to like 9.5.
Yeah, I think what it did was reminded people that he was in this class because everyone's coming off that Senior Bowl hype and whatnot. So they're moving players up, which means players have to move down. And now we're back on like, oh yeah, no, Xavier Ward, yeah, dude's top 50 pick. What are we doing here?
I mean, PFF has him as a number 69 on their board.
Hey, I have nice.
Oh yeah, nice. I have him at number 45 on mine. I just think that
that's a good spot.
It's a good spot for him. I'm not super wowed, but I just think this receiver class, he fits a particular role. I don't think he's just a speed guy.
That's the beauty about this receiver class. If you need something, it's in this class.
It's in this class. But I do worry that, if you have a very specific need and a couple other teams also have that need, they're going to wait for this class. And you actually might be SOL. Who do you think has the better chance to not be a career backup, Rattler or Talia? I hate both, but I have to give it to Spence. I mean, one was projected to be the number 1 pick a couple years ago. So that's my answer.
That's a good answer. I mean, you could get mini Tua.
Right armed Tua.
Right arm Tua. But I mean, dude, look at his size, though.
He got rejected from college. How funny is
that? Okay, he didn't get rejected. They were like, hey, nah, you played too long. You can't come back.
Yeah, they're like, dude, get out. They kicked his ass out. That is
hey, do you find it funny that I'm having a hard time trying to decide who I should have as quarterback 10, him or Joe Milton?
I already knew it. I knew you were going to bring up that, dude. Hey, I'm telling you, he's QB1. I do. I love Joe. I love Joe. Not that much anymore, but I do love Joe. Okay, so what do we think the Jags need to address most throughout the draft? Corner and probably an upgrade at center.
Wide receiver.
Oh shit, I forgot about that. Forgot about that one. Yeah, that's the big one. I wish they were able to free up enough cap to where they could trade for T. Higgins.
That pick 17 is whether they stay there or move up. It's gonna be, I think, come down to receiver or corner.
Receiver or corner, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, if they're SOL, so I actually had them trade up in my most recent mock to 14 and jump the Colts because I was like, damn, like what if the Colts are like, we want Quinion Mitchell? Because I think Quinion's gonna be gone 14 or before. But like, if he somehow is there, I had like Brock.
Quinion's gonna be a top 10 guy on my board.
I need to watch more of him before I'm comfortable with that. And like,
I mean, you're gonna be watching him against Pac-10 or Mac.
Yeah, Mac. I know. But there's more caddies that came out, and I just want to watch a little bit more of that. But he's like 17 on my board, and I think that he's gonna stay at that spot. He is 16 on my board. He's a good player.
Already moving up.
I know. But no, I think he'll. You really think he's gonna be top 10 on your board? The player that you hate the most. I have AD Mitchell as a top 10 player on my board now.
I'll have AD probably just outside my top 20.
You hate him so much.
Dude. I don't hate him.
Dude, you just absolutely hate this.
He's guy. Wide receiver. Keep talking like that. I'm just gonna drop him. But I don't know. I was like trying to think about it. About like who's gonna move up, who's gonna move down. And I think he could sneak into that because I only got 7 blue chippers, which means there's 3 open spots.
I'm debating.
One of them has to be a defender.
Yeah, I'm shifting. I'm waiting on Ennis's pro day, obviously. But, I'm debating. I need to rewatch Olu and fully update him because I'm debating pushing him outside of my blue chip range. But right
now,
I
already took the blue chip off him.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, right now spots
and
3 through 13.
Hey, guess who's my OT too?
Say it. Say it. Let me hear it for you.
It's Troy Fashanu. No, it's Puag. I'm
sorry. I was like, hey, that's a dick move, man. You got me all hyped up for none.
Fashanu, though, I am pushing up too.
Yeah, Troy's my, what is he? 1, 2, 3. He's my OT6, but the fact is, he literally is my LT3.
Yeah, I have him at 6. I don't know what to do with between him, Latham, and Mims. I'm kind of lost.
I literally have Amarius Mims at 19, JC Latham at 20, Troy Fashanu at 21.
Yeah, like Mims, I think is going to end up like ahead of those guys. But like, I don't know what to think. Like with JC, I don't know where to put him.
Well, he didn't test. It's like, dude.
Yeah, but he looked fine. He looked fluid. And then all these rumors coming out saying like, oh, teams are looking at him more as a guard. I was like, why? His tackle tape's fine.
Really? I did not see that. Maybe it's because he's just a little bit more raw in pass pro, but that's interesting.
But he wasn't even bad in pass pro.
No, he wasn't bad. He improved.
But as you don't watch that Texas game.
I mean, Texas has so many good players. They have like Braden Sorrell, I think, on that team.
Yeah.
That guy's so underrated.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
He's gonna be good.
Okay, so
next year's class is gonna be studded too. Outside of quarterback.
Yeah. Well, luckily, yeah, I know. If you miss out on wide receiver this year, you're in luck next year. If you miss out on edge this year,
I don't think it'll be nearly as good as this year, though. Like the wide receiver
at the top,
class.
I think it will be.
I don't think at the top it will. Actually, I think on the contrary, I think it'll be more girthy, but less talent at the top.
Well,
like I love Burden as much as anybody else.
Okay, let's actually talk about that though. Like,
okay,
where we have these guys
let's talk about 2025.
Let's talk about Emeka, Tetraoa.
Oh yeah, Emeka's coming back. I forgot he is. I don't know if he's gonna be top 10 for me though.
Overall, you're saying?
Yeah, I could see he's gonna be in my top 20, but I don't see him again. And this is just me kind of like
spitballing.
Yeah.
I need to update my 2025 board because this was before everybody decided to come back or come out.
I just have a bunch of names that I'm gonna have to watch next year.
So I have Luther and Tetraoa both in my top 10, and I think I'll have.
Yeah, McMillan's gonna be interesting. I want to go back because I'm kind of curious what his actual speed is.
Yeah. Oh, Tetraoa. Oh my god, this guy. I mean, talk about fluidity. He's gonna be someone who runs that gauntlet drill.
I just don't know if he's fast.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying like he's gonna run the gauntlet drill to perfection. He's gonna be.
I mean, you got
at worst Keon Coleman.
Yeah, you got Isaiah Bond there too.
Yeah, Isaiah Bond's very nice.
Dude, Juice Wells is coming back, but he's probably gonna be a day 2.
Because did he a little bit injured last year, right? He was banged up.
Yeah, he had the ankle to start the year. Yeah. That's literally what started the Leggett come up season. There's that Stanford kid.
Oh Illuminor, right?
Yeah, something like that. Like that dude was kind of nutty.
Yeah. Let's see who else is in this class, wide receiver wise. Yeah, Alika Illuminor. My bad.
Yeah, there's
Squirrel White. Oh, dude, I like Squirrel White. That guy's a beast. And Tez Johnson, Squirrel White, wide receiver for Tennessee. He's like a wide receiver running back hybrid. Dude, I'm telling you right now, Tez Johnson from Oregon.
He's just small.
Nutty. I'm just saying like this dude, he's just.
I mean, he's nutty, but he's just small.
Yeah. Dude, I'm so hyped for doing more 2025 content. Okay, so this is what I had. These are players that I had in my top 15 that came out this year, and I just am kind of pissed about it. Amarius Mims was my number 2 player in the draft coming out next year. Like I was like, he's going to be like number 2 or number 1 on my board. And then that's when I had Mason Smith. Mason Smith was my number 13 player. That's why I fully believe in him. I'm like, oh. And then I had Roger Rosengarten, Jackson Powers Johnson in there as well. Because I didn't think anything should come out.
You're right. Edge is going to be nutty too.
I know, because we're literally getting most of the edge rushers we thought we should be coming out. Princely, what was it? We got Princely, JT, and Landon Jackson.
Galette or whatever.
Galote as well. Yeah, Landon Jackson. Like, dude, this class. And then you got Aaron Sorrell.
Yeah, Abdul Carter's moving to edge.
Abdul, what?
Yeah, he's moving to edge full time next year.
Really? That's crazy. Because he was where was he originally on my board? He was 25 as a linebacker, which is wild. He's moving to edge.
He's moving to edge full time. I mean, we still got Jack Sawyer, JT.
Yeah. All right, so both Brian Thompson and JC Latham on the board for Dallas, which they won't be, but theoretically, somehow, maybe they do. Who should they take? Brian Thomas, just because. And kick Tyler Smith the tackle. And just get Cooper Beebe round 2.
Yeah, I mean, Brian Thomas is just too good to pass up at that point, right?
Yeah. This is becoming DraftBros late night LMAO.
Dude, for real though.
Dude, I mean, this is what we kind of want to do though. I mean, this is the whole entire point of this. This is only streaming on Hail Mary Sports because we're waiting for permission on DraftBros. So guys, go subscribe to DraftBros. If we could end up simul streaming, obviously that would be a good tactic, but I just don't think that's possible. But it's a great opportunity.
It probably is. I have no idea.
I really thought about it. Like, because right now I'm actually trying to see if there is a way, and it's just no, there isn't a way to simul stream. I mean, I guess that would be kind of weird in terms of ad revenue too, depending on which people would get on. But basically, this is what we're going to be doing over on DraftBros. So go subscribe over there. We're just about 350 subscribers, so it's obviously a small project for us, and we're just doing it more for fun than anything. But I mean, we're an itty bitty channel. It is what it is. But we are the DraftBros. We love the name. Obviously, if we could grow it, which is what y'all are here for, then that'd be great. But we're gonna be doing this far more.
Speaking of growing, our first sponsor is gonna be Blue Chew.
We need to do that. We need to make note of that. I'm writing that down eventually. We're gonna right? I mean, damn, I like that. And then we could have videos sponsored by them, like biggest growth potential, sponsored by Group Blue Chew. I love it. Oh, that's fun.
Your stream lasts for 8 or more hours.
Oh my lord. Brocho, you need to ask Rich Eisen how to maintain your voice. Was talking 8 hours a day for 4 days straight. Dude,
yeah, no, I have voice problems.
We all do. I mean, I was literally choking to death off camera. So
yeah.
Defon Olu Fashanu, big sleeper linebacker for me. I have him going to my Seahawks in the 6th. That's just because PFF.
Barely confident how you say his first name is Eddie Fon.
It might be Eddie Fon. I just say
Defon. That's the pronunciation I wrote like 2 years ago. Edifon.
Edifon. I just know the last one's Olu Fashanu.
This is the first time I've looked at his pronunciation.
Eddie Olu Fashanu.
It's Edifon. Edifon.
Eddie, where do you, yeah, I know. So I'm like, that's what I'm like, Eddie. Where do you have Eddie on your board?
He's probably gonna be top 75.
He's number 70 on mine. Yeah, he's a good player.
I have him as spoiler linebacker 5.
He is linebacker 4 for me, but technically I need to update this significantly. So there's that too. Yeah. All right. So do you think the Eagles and Saquon have mutual interest, or is it real, or is it just smoke?
Smoke. Nothing but smoke.
Ideal Browns off season.
A massage, maybe.
A new massage parlor.
Scented candles. Some Barry Whites.
Some variable lights in the rooms where you can just dim it. Just very nice mood lighting in there.
Lavender smell in the air.
Oh my god, some nice pheromone spray. I know
they've restructured a lot of contracts though. On a side note, haven't they?
They had $2 million in cap space earlier this past week. $2 million. That doesn't include the cap space needed to sign their, I think, $6.6 million draft.
Where are they currently at? It's got to be near the bottom, right? Oh wow. Okay, yeah. No, they're still low. I mean, they're a team though that always brings in like veterans at a cheap cost. Like I could see them. I've been pushing this out there that like
Fletcher Cox is a free agent. They have a need on the interior. They could bring him.
He just admitted he's retired, though. I think he's done.
Oh, is he done? You know what? He had a good career. He deserves to be done.
I agree.
He shouldn't have to put himself through Cleveland.
Yeah.
But, dude, I mean, not having a first-round draft pick, what are they going to do in round 2? I mean, honestly, just take best available at that point. But it's like they got some legit holes they need to figure out.
Yeah, I agree. Do you think Kansas City can sign Calvin Ridley to a cheap deal or Darnell Mooney?
Darnell Mooney. Calvin Ridley would be fun, but I think Calvin Ridley's only fun if there's an alpha there.
Yeah,
and like
he's a good wide receiver too.
Rice is, I think, could be a high end too.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Rasheed Rice kind of feels like that was the problem with Calvin Ridley. Him and Christian Kirk couldn't really coexist.
I
feel like it'd be the same thing with Rasheed Rice.
2 mids.
Ridley. Golly.
Best case scenario for the Giants in free agency and draft, Drake May. Drake May, and then pray everybody else takes a killer deal for you.
Yeah,
that team's not gonna be good for a minute.
I will say Malik Neighbors because I'm gonna buy into that. They buy into Daniel Jones.
You think that's the best case scenario though?
Malik Neighbors. I mean, I guess you could say trade down, but I mean,
you don't think Drake May would be an upgrade?
I'm gonna buy into that. They buy into Daniel Jones. What I would do is very different from what I think they're going to do.
He's asking for the best case scenario. I mean, I guess he added.
I want to give a realistic scenario.
Is that not realistic?
I don't want to give my because I don't think they buy it. I don't think they're going to invest in quarterback in round 1
unless Drake May is there at 3 or 4.
I don't think he will be.
So you're guaranteeing he's the number 2 pick?
I'm pretty in on that he's the number 2 pick because I think there's enough separation in my opinion between Jaden Daniels and Drake May.
Fair. For the sake of time, because I feel like we should answer some more of these questions next time because we're running a bit late here. Where would we draft Dominic Pooney? I think early day 3. He didn't
day 3.
He didn't test out well. He played.
I was gonna go midday 2.
He just didn't test the way I was hoping for, honestly.
I mean, it's offensive interior, the spot where athleticism almost matters the least.
Yeah, I just didn't like his movement skills when I was watching him in the drills. I for some reason just didn't think that he was as polished as I was hyping him up to be in my own head. So maybe it's just my fault because I hyped him up.
I really liked him at Senior Bowl.
I thought he did a great job at the Senior Bowl, but you know, the NFL versus the Senior Bowl does have a little bit of a gap. Trey Lance or JJ McCarthy?
You can say about anything with these prospects.
This is true.
The national championship in the NFL does have a gap.
This is true. Who do we have higher graded as a prospect when they were coming out? Trey Lance or JJ? I had JJ higher. I hated Trey Lance. I'm just gonna be honest.
I didn't hate Trey Lance.
That was a legit hate.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I had him in similar ranges though.
Oh really?
I think I had because
where do you have McCarthy?
McCarthy is around like 28.
You actually have him worth the top 32, or like you have him top 32 on your board?
Yeah, I think the tools are there. Like I honestly think he's just a guy that needs another year.
I have him at like 50.
Like I was saying this even at the beginning of the season that he was probably a guy that I wouldn't be surprised if he stayed another year, but obviously Jim Harbaugh kind of forced his hand.
Yeah, that's fair. Thoughts on TFG's opinion of Braden Fiskey? We kind of already talked about that.
What is his opinion?
He doesn't like him at all. Like doesn't have him top 100.
Oh, I would say Fiskey's worth top 100. Just because like
90.
His penetration is worth it though. I mean, his first step's explosive. He plays out of his mind. Yeah, his pass rushes fizzle out now and then, but he's gonna hit home occasionally. I mean, compared to some of the other guys in this defensive interior class, I think I would probably take him.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's because this defensive interior class actually isn't very good. But
it's not bad though. It's good. It's not bad. It's good. It's not like a great class. It's a good class, though.
It's not good. You have two, like there's not, I think there's one guaranteed starter in this whole IDL class. Like Jer'Zhan Newton's not a guaranteed starter because of like people see him not fitting into certain schemes.
But I mean, most classes you're not going to have a lot of guaranteed starters anyway.
Yeah, but it's a stretch after the top 2 to find one starter.
I don't know. I feel like we've kind of been spoiled in having like Jalen Carter and then basically Georgia's defensive line come out in back-to-back years.
Yeah. Is it just me or is the 25 class have nowhere near the talent 24 or 23? I think it's just you. 25 class is stacked.
Especially dude, like running back stack. Like I think the offensive line will fill out, but they got some good top end guys. It's not. Yeah. I don't think it'll be on. Yeah, I don't think it'll be on par with this class, but wide receiver is going to be interesting. Quarterback, it's a crapshoot.
It's bad.
I don't know if there's going to be if I'm going to have a first round. I might have a first rounder just because of tools, but
like
I don't think I'm going to have. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to have a top 10.
No
guy.
I think that the wide receiver class will be semi-comparable, but I love a lot of the guys, so that's why I'm like super high on it.
Shoot, man.
I think the corner class might be better.
Yeah, I'm pulling up my watch list.
I think the corner class is better, dude.
I think the edge class will be better. The safety class will definitely be better, dude.
Dude, I could come out as a second round safety in this class. I swear.
Yeah, the safety class is kind of rough.
But the corner class is ridiculously good.
Linebacker's not bad either.
Linebacker's significantly improved. Caleb Bacon. Love that.
I don't know if the corner class is significantly. I don't think it.
At the top it is. Because Will Johnson, Benjamin Morrison.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's the thing about this corner class. There isn't like these top 10 guys.
Dude, Takario Davis. Love of my life.
I don't even know who the hell that is.
Arizona's corner. Arizona corner duo. The Ephesians Price Hawk guy, too.
Yeah, I got Price Hawk on here. Oh, here we go. Takario Davis. Didn't he transfer?
I think. They're formerly Arizona last year. I haven't updated this since.
Did they both transfer? I mean, that would make
didn't the head coach go to Washington?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Can you imagine if both of them moved to Washington? Like then you have the slot corner for Washington as well. I'd lose my mind.
Denzel Burks, I forgot he returned.
Oh my God. Yeah, Denzel Burke.
Bar Muhammad's at Texas now.
Tao Johnson, Utah slot. Oh, money.
Oh yeah, you also had Zamiah Vaughn come back.
Oh, who?
The other Utah corner.
Oh, I didn't know about that guy, to be honest. But Kelvin Banks Jr. is coming out next year. That's a good tackle.
Yeah, him. Will Campbell is up there.
Yeah, Will Campbell, Brian Parker.
Look at him. Maybe some of the guys that Zion Nelson. Watch out. Oh,
is he seriously still not come out yet?
Well, he was hurt. He's been hurt the last 2 years, man.
Lord. Armand Membu, the right tackle for Missouri. That guy's a beast.
And
then there's a right tackle there's a right tackle for Arizona. I'm forgetting his name. Jonas Savagnia. That guy's a beast too.
Oh, I do have him. He's right here up at
what, Jonah?
Okay. Yeah. I don't have an eval or anything on him. I just have a name. Like, hey, watch this guy during the summer.
Yeah. Chaz ends up asking, do you guys like UFC? I love UFC.
I don't follow it like that, but I don't mind watching it. I used to like it back in the day.
My mom randomly, like the first time I got exposed to UFC, my mom was doing rehab on her knee. And she was just telling me about this dude who's actually like really hilarious, but she said there's a lot of screws loose on him. So she just found him very entertaining. Turns out it's Conor McGregor. And I'm like, So that's how I got into UFC.
I got into it on the Anderson Silva come up.
Okay.
Right when Kimbo Slice came in, had his first like couple of fights. Was it Paul Daly that ended up sucker punching a guy and getting kicked out?
Dude, I mean, I'm not really skilled at UFC history just yet. I honestly
I say history. I'm just talking about when I first started watching it.
Yeah.
I have
a bit more dated than I am.
Since. You douchebag.
I'm just graduating college. I'm not very
you're right. I am way more dateable than you are.
Yes. Oh, you dick. That was a good counterfire right there. What did the Chargers do for
Speaking of our sponsor, Blue Chew?
Fake it till you make it, baby. Eckler's
Saquon or back. They're drafting a running back. Blake Corum seems too obvious.
Perfect.
But I mean, there in the 3rd round. Yeah.
I'm telling you, Junior Colson, round 2 pick to the Chargers. Round 3 pick, Mikey Sainristil.
They did release Eric Kendricks, so they legit have nobody at linebacker.
That's why I saw it. I was like, dude, this feels like they're telegraphing it's a Junior Colson round 2. Cooper DeJean is corner or safety? I know you say corner. I'm saying safety.
Yeah, no, I'm hard corner.
Hard corner. Speaking of our sponsor, Blue Chew.
We gotta quit talking about them, dude.
I know
they're not a sponsor.
They're not going to sponsor us if we just continue to highlight them as a sponsor. Where do we think that JJ McCarthy fits the best?
Anywhere that has a Sean McVay influence. So Kevin O'Connell, Zach Robinson, those guys.
Saw Brosh want to switch Fashanu from guard to tackle on his draft guide after he's got his arm measurements. Yep. Thoughts on Trotter?
I didn't think he was going to come out at 34.
Dude, that's
like, no,
34.5 too. Like, that's
wild. Like, okay, you know what? Yeah, no, ride this guy as a tackle until the wheels fall off.
Yeah. Thoughts on Trotter? I would just sum it up by saying this: short, undersized, kind of slow. That just doesn't work in the NFL. You have to be like cerebral smart to make that work. And that's just very difficult.
Yeah, I do think he's got that. He's got that upstairs though.
Yeah, he's smart.
It's just like
you gotta be cerebral.
It's an uphill battle for him, and you just don't draft guys like that.
Yeah, it's very difficult. Like I'm a big fan. Like y'all know this. I was a huge fan of Ivan Pace Jr. Like I'm fine with undersized guys, but Ivan Pace was just different. Do you think there's a chance Green Bay goes Lassiter? Maybe. I mean, if they're really thinking about nickel / boundary versatility, but they're man heavy. I mean, Lassiter I think is better in zone.
No, I mean they just brought over was it Halfley, the Boston?
Yeah. BC guy is heavy in man now, so it's like,
yeah. I mean, we'll see how much of that because like guys get to the NFL and they have to switch things up. Yeah, but I mean, he used to be in the NFL anyway, so it's like,
I know. I think it'll be a good fit. Fuaga is a guard over a tackle, pure criminal. But he doesn't have 34.
You ride these guys at tackle until you're like, yeah, no, you suck. Let's move you into guard.
Yeah, Tevin Jenkins. Bears should hold down QB until 2025 and get Shadur and Hunter combo. We love you. Jack Sawyer as well. Forgot about him. Way late, but still great to see some DraftBros content. Thank you, Alex. We do love you as well. What are you guys' favorite landing spots for Barkley and Jacobs? I mean, Saquon, probably the Texans. Win now team. Josh Jacobs, though. Las Vegas.
Yeah, I was going to say, I want him to go back.
I think he just should stay. He should stay for another year.
I think they're going to get a deal done.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that.
So there's another comment about Lassiter at 25. Thoughts on Harold Perkins? The dude's an absolute freak show if he gets on.
Make him an edge
rusher. Yep. Don't make him a freaking linebacker.
Dude. Brian, I'm glad he fired the whole defense staff.
Yeah.
Stupid. Like, first of all, the defense was trash. What are you doing with Perkins that you're not having him come off the edge at least like 15 times a game?
Yeah. Assuming a Kirk pick. Or a Kirk signing to ATL, who's their best pick, Adunze, Turner, or Mitchell? I like the fact they put Mitchell in there. But
yeah, no, corner should be.
It should be in there because apparently freaking Akuta's 14.7 or 14.9 million a year.
He's not going to get that.
Spot Track is genius, apparently. I would actually go Adunze, though.
We all got it right. Yeah, Adunze is the sexiest, definitely.
Yeah. I'd go Dunze because I think that Raheem Morris can snipe talent down the board like Jonah Ellis in round 2. Don't sleep on Audric Estime. I mean, I fell asleep while he was still running his 40. So,
I mean, he's still. I don't know if he's still a top 5 back for me.
No, he. I mean, there's certain thresholds you have to do.
He is.
Oh, more realistic situation. Fautanu and AD Mitchell are both on the board. Who should Dallas take? I don't even know if that's more likely than Latham and BTJ, but
I think this is a more likely scenario.
I would go Troy. I'd go Troy because he can work at guard if you want Tyler Smith to be a tackle. You can work at tackle if you want Tyler Smith to be a guard.
Yeah, it gives you all kinds of versatility.
Yeah. I got a third comment from Ant Detrill asking about Kamari. How much do you think Nate Wiggins will weigh, or his combine weight will affect him significantly? Because he doesn't even like to be in the box in the first place.
Yeah, I don't know. If he comes his pro day back up to like, because I assume he's not going to run his pro day, he might do like the 3-cone and stuff. I don't know. If he's at 180, then I'm a happy camper.
Fair. Yeah. I mean, I still probably wouldn't take him till end of round 1 earliest. Penn State Theo Johnson, thoughts on him? He just I need to dig more into the tape because I didn't see that.
Production.
Yes. Jerry Jones. I actually really like Jerry Jones.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's a dog, dude.
Yeah, he's a beast. I would take him end of round 2.
Yeah.
You can watch Jaguars play Fortnite on Amari Gainer's Twitch stream. Well, that's nice. Maybe we should hop on there.
Yeah.
Would you Ray Davis? I don't really have very much to talk about Ray Davis. He's a short, stubby little bastard, but he's
that's one way to put it.
Versus LSU, I was like, oh my god, this guy is ridiculous.
Yeah, so, I think he is good back.
Yes. Speaking of good backs, Ollie Gordon, 2025 running back class, ridiculous.
Dude, the running back. Let's roll through some names real quick because I still have my watch list up here.
I got 15 minutes left, but yes, I love 2025.
Oh, dude, I'm ready to go to bed in 3.
I know.
Dude, Judkins at Ohio State. You got Singleton at Penn State. Ott at California.
You forget about the other Ohio State running back as well.
He's literally somewhere down here.
Yeah.
I don't know where, but here he is, Allen. You got Genty, the Boise State.
Yeah, Genty.
Yeah, Gordon. You got Amari in Hampton, North Carolina. You got Damon Martinez or Oregon State. Thinking you still got Rocket Sanders.
Yep.
He's at South Carolina now. Taj Brooks, who could have been in this run back class. Jaquavius Marks, who's now at USC. Oh, man, dude. Golly, it's starting to get uncomfortable in my pants with no help from Blue Chew. But dude, even Travion Henderson, Donovan Edwards, like, dude, it's a ridiculous class next year at running back.
Yeah, dude, it might be an all-time class. I'm fingers crossed. I'm hoping, knocking on wood. We really do need to make them the sponsor of the show. Harold Perkins 2025 draft crush. Absolutely.
Yeah, if he's used right.
Do you think the Falcons get Fields if they don't get a QB? I think Kirk is the guy.
They got it. Yeah. Let's see where the dominoes fall with Kirk Cousins.
Wide receiver 6 for me is Johnny Wilson.
Yeah, I've been thinking about moving Johnny Wilson back over to receiver now that he came in at 231. No, it's not this. I still think he should convert to tight end.
After having that beautiful 3-cone. Russ at minimum or Fields for a second? I go Russ minimum.
I don't know if Fields is even going to fetch a second. Maybe 2/3.
I would
this year, next year.
I had a third this year and a conditional third next year that can, based on what they do.
Maybe conditional fifth that could become a third.
That too. Either way. But I really like Russ because this team is more ready to win now. I mean, if you can get him on a minimum, like a really cheap deal, maybe it's like a 2-year, $40 million deal. I'd do that.
Yeah, you need to get some competition for Pickett.
I think both of us, the top 5 is all those 5 receivers. So we just both said our wide receiver 6. Wait, did you say your wide receiver 6? Because I said Johnny.
I kept it to myself.
Lamau.
I don't think I did it. Not on purpose.
Did you go Keon for 6?
Oh, dude, where did I put the wide receiver tab? How did it move all the way over here? It is Keon.
Yeah, Keon is my wide receiver 7. They're like pretty much tied. Shedeur and Ewers would rank in this class probably like 7 and 8. I wouldn't put them above any of the guys going potentially in the first.
I might put Shedeur over like Bo Nix. I think Shedeur would be like close to top 20.
Hater.
Ewers is probably like midday to third round.
Who's your biggest draft miss and biggest draft hit? Miss, Isaiah McGuire, but I mean on draft day.
No, that's so new. No. That's so new. You got pull from the past.
Maybe Dwayne Eskridge. Like,
ew, that is a miss. Like, ew. Oh,
I
buddy. I was hungry. Now I'm sick to my stomach.
Biggest hit, maybe Trey Lance. Not liking Trey.
I was a big fan of Michael Onwenu. I had him as a second, like a midday 2 pick. He ends up going in the 6th round. And I was like, oh man, I must just, must be just bad at evaluation stuff. Not really. Tamari Terry. I thought he was going to be a top 10 receiver, and he killed somebody. To be fair, my Jefferson take wasn't that great either. So.
Yeah. They're not getting a first for Snead. Do you think that we both?
They're going to get a second.
They're going to get a second, but I don't know about a first.
No, first is too much.
Okay, so they're talking about the Atlanta Falcons getting Kirk combined with London and Odunze. That'd be nasty.
Yeah, that's sexy.
Do you think that Wiggins' small frame, he'll have tackle issues? Yeah. No, he's going to be a big. He didn't even like going into the box. That was my big issue with him. So at a lighter frame, I'm not going to be excited about it.
Yeah, Miss tackle rate is pretty high too. So
yeah, better QB class 2020 or 2024. Oh wait, what? Oh, this year. I would say 2023 is a better question because 2024 we don't know.
Yeah, hold on.
Unless you're talking about
what was 2020? Was 2020 Burrow?
That was Burrow. Yeah, Burrow, Tua, Herbert, Love,
Herbert. Yeah, Hurts.
Damn, really? Hurts isn't.
Yeah. Hurts was day 2 in there. Damn. Tyler Huntley, if you want to get real nasty with it,
dude. Tyler Huntley was someone who I loved out of Utah. That was one of my first draft darlings.
Yeah.
I'd go 2024, but
I mean, I think
no. I say
I don't know. It's so tough because like we're having to talk about a class that we kind of already got a great feel on, and then this class where it's like
no idea.
Well, hopefully these guys hit their ceilings.
Yeah, we don't even know where they're going to be at either. So, I guess coming out, I would say 2024 because Joe was awesome, but we don't think that like coming into the draft, I didn't think Joe or Tua had the same ceiling as, Caleb. So
yeah, I mean, that class didn't have a Caleb. That's kind of the big difference. Because I mean, it's close, man. I think I would lean 2020 though.
RSS is talking about the tackle class this year or 2021's Darsaw, Slater, Sewell, or Fuaga Fautanu. That's not a valid question.
Yeah.
It definitely is going to be 3 all-pro tackles.
Dude, freaking, I was pissed with Slater because he ended up opting out, right? And I was like, because prior to the season, I was like, oh man, I think he could be a top 20 tackle. No one's talking about him. And then, as he opted out, I didn't think he was going to get any hype. And like freaking, I think it was the Draft Network. It may have been Sullick that was like started putting this guy in like the top 10. I was like, what the hell does this hype come from? Based off what?
Yeah. Now he's like an all-pro tackle. What's more valuable, Marvin or trade with number 4? Depends on the trade, but most likely Marvin. They have a lot of picks already.
I usually weigh with the trade.
Is Perkins not too small to solely play edge at the moment? Yes.
He could put on weight though.
Yeah, you can.
Not like he's 217.
Tyler Davis is very underrated. Yeah. He's a good player.
Yeah. He's gonna be a good like early midday 3 guy.
Yeah. Panthers trade Burns.
He is small though.
To have 2 picks in the top 33. We'll see. We'll see if they actually garner that, but I would think that the Texans would be bright to trade for him. What linebackers do you see the Eagles targeting in free agency? Honestly, I don't know. I don't think they would.
Luvu would be fun. That's the expensive option.
Dude, you know what my dream linebacker pick is? Like day 3 for the Eagles? Tyron freaking Hopper. Like he is built to be a Fangio linebacker through and through. He's AVG, just on cheap.
Willie Gay would be fun, but he's going to be expensive.
Willie Gay would be the best target in free agency. What was my Jordan Love eval coming out? Toolsy, big arm upside, needs to sit.
Yeah, I didn't think he was a first rounder. I didn't think he was worth it because, again, it was all arm talent, but like the dude's accuracy. And I mean, you can even see that this year. Like his accuracy his final year at Utah State was all over the place.
Yeah, I know. He was 13 touchdowns, 13 picks as well. Last question. Do you find it concerning that Joe Alt looked horrible in the right tackle drill that Stoutland did? I didn't honestly pay attention to that.
He looked uncomfortable.
That guarantees that he's not the pick for the Chargers.
I don't think that's necessarily true.
Why not go after a pure right tackle who's comfortable at right tackle than stick a guy who's uncomfortable at right tackle?
Because I think Joe Alt is significantly that better than the next tier guys.
But at left tackle.
I mean, dude, we've done this with Penny Sewell. We've done it with...
Penny Sewell didn't look uncomfortable at right tackle, though.
No one tried him at right tackle until freaking...
But at least now we have an understanding that Joe Alt looks uncomfortable.
Based off one drill.
That is designed by probably the best O-line coach in the NFL.
One drill. You're thinking this guy can't get into camp and get comfortable?
I mean, we have...
repetition, buddy.
We haven't even seen... Evan Neal's failed, and he was a very, very good left tackle. He was better than Joe Alt.
He played both sides, though.
He did. Exactly. But
so
he still failed.
Let's not act like he failed because he moved to right tackle.
He did fail because he moved to right tackle because he was an elite left tackle.
He wasn't. No, he was good at both sides.
He was like a solid 75 overall as a right tackle at Bama. And then he moved to left tackle and became like a 90 overall.
Dude was solid on both sides. We're not...
He would have been a second rounder, maybe, if he stuck to right.
I disagree. I really liked Evan Neal coming out. But dude, we've seen it. Dude, Orlando Brown was good on both sides. We've seen it like Tyron
Brown
Smith.
like around 6 second 40.
Yeah.
That's pathetic.
He had other things going on.
Yeah. Chop 35 a good fit for Arizona. It's worth it.
Yeah, if Chop's available, yeah.
He's going to be eaten alive by NFL power rushers. Looks better in the run game than pass block for Joe Alt.
Yeah. I don't think so.
Nealand and Isaac get a ton of round 2 hype. Nice to see. Isaac will probably slip because of combine, but Marshawn Nealand could even be a first.
Yeah.
Shout out to Marshawn. Friend of the show soon. I know you hate that.
I mean, I like it for you, but
I'll tell him to hang
I'm not slipping to all these prospects DMs.
I mean, true. Some people are willing to go their distance.
Hey, dude, I admire you, man. I admire you for that.
What do you think the best Jag scenario is for the first 2 rounds? BTJ and Snead. I don't know if you could afford Snead. I would go.
They can make it work. They just slashed Darius Williams' contract.
I know. Hold on, let me see what the Jags.
That was like $10 million. And
I know, but I was just doing the Jaguars video was already ready to go up, by the way. So sorry to the Jags fans out there. What's their cap situation now? They have 17 million and they need 10 to bring on their draft class. So they have 7 million free cap.
Doesn't that already take into account the draft class?
No, not in spot cap. No. That's why I'm bringing that up. Is like because I'm looking at it right now, it's all contracts and dead money. It has nothing to do with the draft class. Because the draft class is estimated because the guys don't actually sign. I'm gonna have to bounce in a couple of minutes though, but let's get a couple last questions.
I'm ready to go whenever.
What do you think about Byron Murphy at 11 from Texas?
For the Vikings?
I think it's a good pick, just not at 11. I'd want to trade.
I don't know. I mean, if I'm doing that over Dallas Turner and Jared Verse, I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, it might be easier to retain the edge rushers though in free agency. Aziz Al-Shaair. Ooh, that's not bad.
Yeah, but I mean, the problem at linebacker was like a lot of coverage related, you know?
Played right side tight end. That's interesting. Should the Chargers really go tackle? Yes.
I mean,
Brock is.
I'm saying if Malik Neighbors isn't there, I'd consider it. But I do think trading down is the best option.
There's so many deep threats in this class too. And this team doesn't need a wide receiver one. I think you should invest in Quentin Johnston to actually learn how to catch and develop into the player that we know he can.
I really hope he does, man. I really like him coming out.
Yeah. Let's see. As a Giants fan, okay, what do we think of the Raiders? What the Raiders should do in the first round? Quarterback or best player available? Right?
Yeah, like quarterback be nice. If not, then I actually really like them going to corner at that pick. Corner or defensive interior.
Yeah. Tyler asked, do you have any tips for getting through Caddy's film fast? Caddy's is already really filtered down. So there's not very much you can do. Like maybe skip ahead 5 seconds when you don't, like when you already understand a play. Like that's as much as you can do.
Oh, just use that arrow key.
Use the arrow key. As a Giants fan, I'm petrified of us reaching for JJ. I am petrified for you too. Trent Baalke said he's going to draft combine warriors like Braden Fiske at 16 and Des Walker at 18. Oh, he's probably going to reach for him. He does like his athletes, but probably not those two. We know Gannon loves his D lineman. Do you think Arizona would be better sticking at 27 and going IDL or moving up to get a top edge? Get IDL, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think like I like Turner and I like Verse, but I don't think it's worth jumping up that much to get one of those guys.
Even like Law 2 is just not worth it when there's good IDL. If Cards trade down, I'm going with Bowers instead of a tackle. That's fair. I mean, Bowers, Trey McBride, Wilson. I mean, it just depends on if you use Bowers
with tight end or not. So much. Really? You just invested a second rounder in Trey McBride, and you're going to invest.
Well, I'm saying Brock Bowers.
What I assume is a top 10 pick, at least top 15 for Brock Bowers.
If you think that, or where would you rank Brock Bowers if you were only a wide receiver, though?
Probably further down. I want to have him ahead of Brian Thomas.
Yeah, I'd put him at 5 or 6.
Like, honest. See, and then just having those slot guys just means you can't have those. You can't have like Brock Bowers on the field all the time.
Yeah,
or I think Trey McBride.
Yeah, Outlaw talks about Byron Murphy.
I just don't like expending like high draft capital to.
I just like the idea.
Get better depth at tight end.
I just love super weapons. That's all.
I do too, but you got to have a plan for them.
Or not, and just end up being a shitty organization. There's plenty.
Or not, and just be Arthur Smith.
True. Nice dig at me as a Steelers fan. Last question of the night: why is Johnny falling down? Why is Johnny falling down draft boards?
I've heard that half the NFL just thinks he's undersized, but then I mean, Byron
bigger than Byron Murphy.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, I don't know, man. I think people are just trying to project, and it's just hard to fit in an interior guy because they're less valuable compared to like edge and receiver and stuff like that.
I think for the next stream, because I think what we should do, like just gonna spitball it with you right here. I think we should continue for the meantime until we get to 500 subscribers, continuing to do the DraftBros stream on here to get enough attention, and in order to be able to get through comments, because obviously we took 2.5 hours to get through comments. Super chats are going to be the guaranteed responses. That might just make
I mean, I think so. I mean, I think people can super chat if they want, but I don't think we should just avoid the chat in general.
No, like the guarantee it though.
It's I mean, if it's like difficult. It's not like we're Tom Grossi and you just can't keep up with the chat at that point.
Yeah,
so you have to
but like the guarantee it. Yeah. No, I was just like it was to the point
we should encourage it, but at the same time, we're not going to neglect.
Of course, but to guarantee it,
in the chat,
that will help.
Well, of course, if you're going to invest money in us, we will invest
time in you. Yes, I mean, it's just like I wanted to actually answer some more of the questions longer than what we did because there were actually some more topics I really wanted to cover, but then I started being like, damn, that kind of sucks. That
Well, I mean, we could probably figure out a better
strategy.
Yeah. That way, there's a little bit, it's just not like a Q&A, but like, well, yeah, we still going with the chat and whatnot, but we have like topics,
Do you see this comment? You're getting my streamer conscious tonight. I love that. But yeah, we'll have a better strategy for next time. This time was just honestly more of a pilot episode to show what Draft Bros again.
I'm gonna be honest, I just showed up.
This is true. Yeah, he was like, "Are we doing this or not?" I'm like, "Yeah." I was just trying to set it up, and then YouTube was being a pain. But yeah, this is basically what Draft Bros is going to be all about in the future. This is just going to be a little bit more of the style that we're going to be having over there. So it's going to be very, very chill. When is the next stream? Probably next week. We'll figure it out. We'll announce.
Yeah, we could probably do it at the end of the week.
Yeah,
let free agency go a few days, and
I actually have time probably like Sunday or something even too.
Golly, Sunday?
You said end of the week, like this week.
I'm thinking like a Friday, dude. I'm sorry. Tomorrow? I like to have like my next weekends.
Friday. Are you talking about this Friday or next Friday?
Next Friday.
Oh, I was like, what the hell? Yeah, no, next Friday. We can do that too. I mean, I'm going to start working the week after that. I'm going to have a full-time job. So honestly, I actually work Fridays from home too. So Fridays actually work pretty well for me. We should have a Friday thing. This should be a Friday thing. Friday night lights with Draft Bros.
You want to see my
your Blue Chew?
No, well, speaking of Blue Chew, check out my my wallpaper. Look at that. That's Gojo right there, full spread.
Oh my god.
You could get that on his OnlyFans.
Oh my lord.
Dude, well, yeah.
So much for super chats. That's all going. All the money for our super chats is going to Gojo's OnlyFans.
Dude, that's just a taste. Just wait till he breaks out the peanut butter.
Ew. On that note, thank you guys.
I'm really tired, dude. I gotta wake up early. I got kids.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for coming on and joining us again. This is the Draft Bros. Even though it's shown on Hail Mary Sports, it's gonna be a thing full time over there. So feel free to go and subscribe. But Broshmo, let him out.
Hey, thank you for the support. While you're on your way out, hit that thumbs up. Matter of fact, once the stream ends, leave a little comment. It could be rude. It could be nice. We're okay with either or. Alex will be able to see it. It's on his channel, so I don't care. But until next time, you be easy, our friends. Later.
You asshole.
I